T with Teaquilts, and today is Saturday, September 4th, 2021. We're here with live chat. We're doing a live sewing chat actually. So I'm just going to wait for people to get in. I also will be pulling you all up on my cell phone. So go ahead and let me know you're here. Go ahead and put a comment in the chat box, and I will be reading those shortly. Pin this piece of fabric here. Just so I know where this goes. And put it to the side. All right. Bring my project up here. Just waiting for people to come in, and I'm also trying to pull you all up on my phone. Your channel. Cut notifications off. So I think we're ready. So let's see. Go into the live chat. So we've got Katrina says, hello, Miss T and quilting friends. I had surgery on my thumb and index finger, so I will be listening. Sherry also wanted me to tell you, you will be getting an update tomorrow. Thanks to all. So that's great. Awesome. And hopefully your surgery went okay and you're healing well too as well, Katrina. Teresa McCormick says, good evening, T and T Quilters. Can you all hear me? I hope I got the mics on. I see that one. Yeah, they're on. Oh, goodness. She said, so glad I could join you. Linda Foss says, hello, Miss T and everyone. Remo JS, hello, Miss T and Quilters. Mario D, hello, T and T Quilters. I hope everybody is safe from Ida. Prayers for the 50 souls gone in the Northeast. I might have to skip out early. God bless. Well, thank you for joining in, Mario. Janice Miller says, evening, T and T Quilters from steaming Southern California. Cool gal. Hi, T and everyone from Maryland. The weather is great after 6½ inches of rain from Ida. I made a mask today, woohoo. I bought an old Arlington Treadle sewing machine and had the stand, so that's pretty cool. She sent to her woodworker, and it's beautiful. The machine looks wore out, but I'm happy with it, yes. Craftwood Love says, greetings, T and all. Mario says, T, you look regal in red. Thank you so much, Mario. Quiltygram says, hello, T and everyone. June Hansen says, hi, T and everyone. Darcy Savali says, hi, T and everyone. Kevin the Quilter, I'm here. Looky there, our scarlet garnet queen of scraps. She looked gorgeous, darling. Hey, T Quilters. Hey, Kevin. Angela Stringer says, hey, T and Quilt folks. Just finished the fish sandwich, baked beans, sweet potato tots. And I'm sipping on lemonade. Ain't nothing under my needle, but my belly is full. That is awesome. Slowing Down Joe says, hello, T and fellow quilters. Darcy is also reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Darcy. Bonita Nancy says, hey, Miss T and everyone. Francis Jackson says, hi, T and everyone. Tiffany's Quilting Life says, hi, T and friends. I'm seeing ripping and watching a movie with Scott. So if I don't write back to comments, I'm sorry in advance. I'm almost done. That's pretty cool. So hi, Tiffany and Scott. Sharon Lewis says, hi, T and Quilters. Happy Saturday from Washington, D.C. Lee Bryant says, hi, TNT Quilters. Cynthia Maria Field says, good evening, everyone. Slowing Down Joe says, here you good. Thank you. Barbara Polk says, hey, 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 y'all. Ellen Campbell's of Campbell's Creation says, hello, T and everyone. Memoirs of a Longarm Quilter. Stephanie says, hey, T and everyone. Happy Saturday. Yes, Denise So Patched says hello. Claudette Battis saying hello, T and everyone. Rhonda Barlow says hi, T and everyone. Virgie says hello, T and everyone. Jonah Crutchfield says hello from Grand Junction, Colorado. I wish they could pipeline all that rain out west. Yes, it's a whole lot of states that need rain that's not getting it. And the states that don't want it or need it are getting it. So that's how it always is. Debbie says hi, T and Quilters from South Carolina. Connie says hello to all. And I think that's it. So real short roll call through today. So like Tom Eckery just came in saying, hey, T and T Quilters. Smash that thumbs up button. Hi, Tom, and thanks you for the reminder as well. So we don't really have a whole lot to sew today, so I'm actually going to be working on like 2 projects today. I got my Hey June blocks from last week where I sewed frames around the blocks, and so what I needed to do was cut those blocks in half. I paired them up, cut them in half, and now I've just got to sew them back together, the opposite pieces. So I'll have 2 light blocks when I'm done. So I'll be sewing these giant half square triangles. So that's what I have on my agenda. I'm also going to be sewing some strips onto some rectangles. If we get through with this, which I know we will because we only got 8 blocks. And then the next step after that is just squaring the blocks to 12.5 inches, which I need the big stripology ruler, which is not going to fit in this area. So we won't be doing that on the live. Cynthia Shades here says hello to all from Chicago. Hope all will enjoy the long weekend. Exactly. I hope so. Ella Odom's here saying good evening, Miss T and Quilters. Remo's reminding people to thumbs up. Thank you so much. And Sue says, hello, T and fellow quilters. Hope all is going well for you guys. Exactly. So let me just quickly go through what came in the mail this week. Stuff I ordered and needed. One thing is I do use bottom line thread from Superior Threads for my bobbins on my long arm machines. And on my Bernina, I also will wind my own bobbins because I got this jumbo bobbins. So I wind my own bobbins when I'm machine broidering, and I also use bottom line for that. So I called them because normally what I do is I buy from them at quilt shows. And they no longer have business accounts. And they said they had some new thing that they say they have. So I said, well, can I get into it? And they said it's only open during certain periods of the year. So anyway, I had a list of thread because I like to keep one spool that I'm using of my major colors. And then I like to order second spools so if I'm using one, I know I got to back up when I'm working on a quilt. I won't run out. But I just ordered the 2 colors that I needed and ordered both spools that I needed. Because I'm working on the thread inventory right now. So I'm working on everything. I'm working on fabric. I'm working on dyes. I'm working on everything as I'm touching it. And if I'm just working on different aspects because you get tired of working on one thing. And so you go do a little bit to the next. But I've touched every spool of thread in my long arm area, and I have a lot of thread. It's been years since I've had to buy top thread, but I did go ahead and buy this color. I use a lot. It's called cream. It's number 620, and these spools are $14.49 a spool. And when I'm on a show, I get them way cheaper than that. So I got 2 of the cream. Just letting you know what came in here. And then my another favorite color is 610, my light blue. So got that. $14.59 a spool. But if you spend $50, then they'll shipped for free, so I qualify for that. And then the other thing that I did get was I got an updated thread chart because my chart is old. I've had it for years and I've just been dealing with it, but they've come out with a few new colors, about maybe 8 new colors since my thread card came out. And so I went ahead and just updated my thread card. And this was only $3. So it's not, it doesn't cost a lot of money. And what's nice about the thread card is that it's actual thread. It's not like a copy. So it's wrapped around a piece of cardboard up there, you can see. And it's actual thread. So I like that because you know exactly what you're looking at. So just thought that I would share the change that's going on with Superior Thread. They have a link down at the bottom of their page. And I forget what the link is that you can put your email in. And whenever they open up, whatever they do for businesses now, you can put in for them to send you an email when it's open so you can go and apply. But I just thought I'd let long armors that have been buying Superior Thread, especially if you just bought it at the show and you had your business license, they would just give it to you at wholesale cost. Yeah, so what I asked them was for a wholesale order for business or something, and they got some new thing out. So that's the end of that. So I'll put that back in the bag in a minute. I saw Kevin the quilter this weekend. This was that piece of fabric that Kevin showed you all in his haul from Iowa. This is the fabric that he put on the back of my quilt. He's already quilted it, but he has to work yet on the binding. But he gave me the extra yardage here. So I think what I'm going to do is probably make some coordinating pillow cases or something. In the event that I travel with it, if I travel with the quilt, then I'll have a matching pillowcase as well. So just showing you what's in the bag. And then I went to Boutiques Plus. If you all notice, I'm sewing on Baby Lock on my Baby Lock Elagio. And for some reason, it sounds loud to me. I did put some oil on it, but it still sounds pretty loud. But we're going to go with what we got right now. But I dropped it off at Boutiques Plus. And Boutiques Plus is a shop in St. Louis that has, they sell boutique scraps by the pound. So they have been big for years. They weren't even an open storefront for years. They would only do online orders. So I don't know if any of you all have ever ordered from them. But with their scraps, they would have them packaged by the pound. And they used to be much cheaper, like $20 or $25 a pound. So I just wanted to show you all, because I don't normally buy this kind of stuff, but I spent $35 for this bag of scraps. I just want y'all to see what it is. See, this is the kind of stuff I do for y'all. This is 1 pound of scraps, and I went and got mostly neutrals. But this is not a full bag. It's not a lot in here. It's not like pressed in. So this to me is not worth $35, my opinion. Okay? I'm just saying. Just letting you all know, because if you're coming to St. Louis, you'll probably be coming. We might go to Boutique Plus. The scrap thing is not what I would recommend, but if it's something in there that you need, like if you need just light and you need them scrappy, then it's great to get the smaller pieces. But I think we're paying regular price for the yardage. It's not cheaper because it's a scrap. I guess that's what I'm saying. Okay. And because I put my Bonina in the shop, it was time for it to get its annual service. I also am having them do the update and the upgrade. And then I've got like 2 issues or something that I'm having with the machine. So I'm having them check those out as well. So it's going to be in the shop for about 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know how long. I dropped it off yesterday. And let's see. I need parts. They only order parts once a week. So it's going to be dependent upon if I can get parts. So we'll see how long my machine's in the shop. So we're going to be using Miss Baby Life for the time being. However, because I had bought the upgrade, every $50 you spend, they will give you like, I'm assuming that these are fat quarters, but we'll check it out and see, make sure. Yeah, so it's like a fat quarter of fabric you get free. And because I bought the upgrade, which people, if you want to know what the upgrade costs here, now I know all shops around the USA are going to have different prices. That's why Nina don't tell you what the prices are on things. I could have overpaid for the upgrade, and other people may get it cheaper. Some people may pay more than what I paid, but I paid $400 for the upgrade. And then, so I've got these packs here that have fabric in them, and I'm not going to go through opening all of these up, but these are fat quarter packages from buying the upgrade. So this kind of helped my stash bag of scraps for $35. I feel a little bit better since I got some free fat quarters. And I'll be reading the comments in a minute. Just want to show you all what I got from Boutiques Plus. And these also come off of their short ends, like when they're at the end of the boat, then they have these already pre-packaged in a big like Rubbermaid type tote, rolling cart with drawers, and then you can just pick whatever it is that you want. And since I was there, I'll talk about this later. I got this from there too. But since I was there, I went ahead and picked up their row by row. This is one for a kid to do. And these are old. And I just picked this up. They were free. They gave these out for free. So I picked that up. That one's just a duplicate. Trying to make sure I get everything back in this bag. So this way I can put this stuff up. And then the last thing that I did was I know how to paper piece. Been doing it for years. But I've been hearing that Judy Newmeyer has a different way of doing it, and I've been wanting to do her technique, and I have not done it on my own. And so what I decided to do was go ahead and buy a pattern and take a class. So I signed up for that yesterday. I had already, I paid the week before I bought the other stuff. So, and talked to them about my Bernina. So I actually bought the Poinsettia Pattern from Quiltworks. And they did give me, I think it was 20% off of anything for the class, like this pattern if I go get fabric. So I didn't buy any fabrics. I got plenty of boutiques. I'll just pull some from my stash. So I do want to do her technique. I want to see if I like it or not. She did open up the pattern, go over it with me. Very nice. I think her name was Julie. She was very nice. And she explained the whole thing to me, whereas I didn't even have to take the class. But I decided, I've been saying I'm going to do a Judy Niemeyer project for more than 10 years and haven't done one. I mean, not Judy Niemeyer, but the Quiltworks. This is Judy Niemeyer, isn't it? I hope I'm saying the right person's name. But, yeah, so I decided to sign up for a class, and that class is going to be in November. So I'll be giving you an update on this pattern and technique once I read. I haven't read a thing. I just remember what she told me, but I'm actually going to go through and read it for myself to make sure I understand everything. But just wanted to show you all what I have gotten. It's another, I'm trying to figure out if I got another box or two coming. I ordered Superior Threads. I also ordered this just to see what's in it. They say they have a mystery box of thread that's worth, I don't know, $150. I'm just guessing. And I can't remember what I paid. I'm assuming it was close to $50, $45 or something like that. I probably ordered another spool of thread just so I could get free shipping. And that should be coming in hopefully Monday or Tuesday. Oh, I know what else is coming. The sew along patterns are coming on Tuesday. So once those patterns come in, I'll put a link up on my website, and then you can just go over there and purchase your patterns. Yeah, they should be in on Tuesday. So hopefully I have it on my website on Wednesday, and you all will get to see what the project is. And I'm going to do like an intro project video, basically just telling you what we're going to be doing and how we're going to do it. So I'm not answering any of those questions right now. Okay, let me go back and greet some of the people that have come in and answer a few of the questions. Darcy was at my mom's last Saturday, and I found an old quilt of my grandma's. Now, that's awesome. Vivian Calvi came in saying hi to you and everyone. Says that her Darcy saying that quilt was a double wedding ring pattern. Knew it was old because it looked like my grandma died, and my grandma died 35 years ago. That's pretty cool to have something like that in your family. Why would they get rid of business accounts? Sound not like a great idea to me. And you know, you gotta. I'm just giving you all information. I love Superior Threads. I'm not like ragging them about what they're doing. I'm just letting you all know that when I call to order wholesale on the phone, that they're no longer doing that. If you don't already, you haven't pre-signed up into some other account thing, which I didn't fully understand. I don't remember receiving an email reminding me to do that. But she saw my name in the system but said I wasn't a wholesale account. I've only ordered from them one time, and I ordered as a wholesale account. So I don't know why I wasn't put in as a wholesale account. But I don't know if you had to respond to some email, which could be possible, and then I missed that and I didn't do it, because sometimes a lot of stuff do go into spam. Even you all's emails sometimes go into spam, and I have to periodically go over there and pull them out of spam so I can read them later. So that could have possibly happened where I missed a sign up date. But I've only ordered from them once online because I go to so many national quilt shows. I always buy my thread at the show, and I just show them my business license and they give me the discount. So I didn't have to get into the computer, except for the one time they didn't have the thread colors that I needed at the show. And the man said, when you go home, you give them this code. They'll tell you so that they know that you were at the show, and they'll give you the price, the wholesale price when you call in for those colors. And that's what I did. So I've only actually ordered from the company once. So, and I got the wholesale pricing. So, and I'm thinking that it's probably got something to do with COVID, the high demand, the higher cost of shipping, which has gone up. The opposite side of that, if they continue to give discounts and they're not making any money, then they're eventually going to close. So it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't have a great product, and I think Superior Thread has great product. I have never had any problems with any of their thread, like breaking or doing something weird, except when I first bought rainbow threads. If anybody has used Superior Thread's rainbow thread, I quilted a quilt with it, and then I went to go do the binding, and I like to press my binding so that it has memory when I go to hand sew it to the back. And my thread melted because the rainbow is polyester. Now, I have polyester threads that I've used, and I've never had it melt like that. But that rainbow thread will melt on you. So it's a great product. It's just not made for you to press it after you're done. So I learned a lesson on that. But I just think it's got something probably to do with COVID changing the way a lot of businesses are going to be operating probably. So. Amelia Rubio is here. Say, hey, Miss T and everyone. Hi to you. Connie says. So they have a new business deal. Still seems since you asked as a previous business, they couldn't accommodate you in some way weird. Yeah, because I was about to order about 30 spools of thread. And when they told me that it wasn't, and she didn't take my order online either. I just said, oh, okay, thanks. She didn't take my regular order online either. I mean, like on the phone. I went online and just ordered the 4 spools that I was out of one and almost out of the second. So I just went ahead and ordered those 4 spools, and she's saying she thinks that it might open back up in October. So I'm hoping that I don't run out of thread in the other colors because I was like, I had just the one and I needed my backup spools. So I need about another 21 or so spools. So I'm hoping that I'll see what they come up with in October, and I'm going to be paying attention, especially when October hits. I'll make sure I'm checking spam every day and my regular emails to make sure I don't miss the sign up period and see what they're going to do, because I just don't like paying full price for anything if I can get it at some kind of sale price, because otherwise I may as well just order it from anybody. But the only reason I ordered from them was because I knew if I ordered straight from them, I would get it fast. And then, like I said, it was only a $50 order to get free shipping. So other websites, you may have to spend $100 to get free shipping. So I just went on ahead and ordered from them. Mario says Boutique Plus has a wonderful website. Yes, they do. Sin Forrest is here checking in, saying hi from San Diego, California. Phyllis G says hi, T and everyone. Ray Mahone says hi, sis and everyone. I hope you all are staying safe. Just got back in. Darcy says, T, it's nice that you have another machine that you can use when one is in the shop. Yep, and I have my baby log Elysimo over here, but I just machine embroider on it. When I first got it, I went through all the motions of doing various things on it just so I could use all the different feet and stuff like that when it first got it. But basically, since then, I used it for about maybe 3 months for regular sewing, and then I set it up as an embroidery machine. So that's basically all it does. So it didn't even cross my mind to pull that machine over here because Deborah mentioned it. Deborah Quilts. She says, can't you use your other baby lock that's sitting right there? And I go, no, because it's set up for embroidery. I'm also quilting quilts. And so I've been doing my quilt labels over here, so it's all ready to go whenever I need something. So that's how I operate. I have different machines set up to do different things. And then I just pull them up and down to do what I need to do. So that's a lot of freebies. Well, $50, you get one fat quarter. So, yeah. It adds up, but you got to spend a lot of money to get it. Nice fabrics. Thank you, June. Terry T says, hello, everyone. Stephanie says, T, a Judy Niemeyer pattern. Yes. Craft says, T, at least you can feel that you didn't get totally ripped off that small bag of scraps by getting those fat quarters. Yeah, that's what I said. That's the only reason I didn't feel so bad when they told me I could get, it was 10 or 11 or something. I can't remember how many I got now. But they told me I could get the fat quarters out. And I was like, okay. I could have just done that and not got the scrap bag. But, and again, I got exactly 1 pound because I wanted people to see what 1 pound for $35. I just don't think the bag is worth $35. My personal opinion. But if you're looking for scraps and you don't have a scrap stash, then it's great. And they even now have batik scrap bin and regular cotton scrap bin. They didn't used to have that. Alicia Mo says, good evening, Miss T and everyone. Sheila Willis says, good evening, T and all quilters. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I will be meeting with a certified instructor to teach me the Judy Niemeyer technique. Yeah, and that's anybody that's teaching anything Judy Niemeyer is supposed to be a certified instructor. That's the other thing with that. So I just want to see what it's all about. I do like how they have you lay out and cut from what I saw in the pattern when she was explaining it to me. So Lizette Zaya says, hello, T and friends. Visiting with the grandbaby this weekend. I'll catch the replay. Well, have fun. Oh, wow. I'm wondering what's the difference in the technique. T, the project for the sew along, will that be on teaquilt.com or on Facebook? It's going to be YouTube Live. We're going to meet once a month, and then we're going to just be sewing. And we're not going to be telling you anything to cut because you'll have to have the pattern. This is a for-purchase pattern. People have been asking me about more traditional quilt blocks. And so this is it. It it captured two birds with one stone: traditional quilt blocks, and also the fact that it's a sew along. People wanted to do a sew along. And Denise ain't missed the info about the sew along. It hasn't been put out yet. Tananji Roberts says, good evening all. With Superior, once they were sold, they changed the wholesale count. So I didn't know they were sold. Okay. See? I missed that. So I didn't know they were sold. So thank you, Stephanie. They changed the wholesale accounts. Many people have been disappointed with the new system to include their customer service. Okay. Because I thought it was so weird that I'm calling her asking about business accounts to place an order. And she's telling me that they no longer do that. But then she never did say, would you still like to place an order? So that was kind of weird. So I just went online and did it. So I thank you for that because I didn't know. And Sin missed it too. Deborah Holloway says, good evening, TNT Quilters. Mario's welcoming everybody coming in and listening to your queen. Don't forget to thumbs up. Thank you, Mario. Beverly Aiken says, hello, TNT Quilters. Denise is reminding people to thumbs up. Carla Ford's here. Hi, Carla. She says, good evening, TNT Quilters from sunny California. Is there a Zoom tomorrow? It's supposed to be a Zoom on the first Sunday of the month, but I don't know what Eric is involved in, so we'll see if he posts in Teaquilts. I haven't seen anything posted. Gwen Spencer is saying, hi, T. Hi, Gwen. Dolores Felt says, hi, T and T Quilt family. Just finished dinner. Yes. Sue says, thanks to the Queen T, I have scraps to last till doomsday. She's so funny. I want to see these projects, girl. Tom says, 90 watching, only 37 thumbs up. Give T some love. Well, thank you. A lot of people, I notice, I wonder if watching on your television gives the thumb up. Because I watch on Roku's YouTube. And I'm wondering if I also need to, like, when I'm watching on YouTube, have my phone or something to give people a thumbs up or something. Because I wonder if it goes through. But, yeah, it'll be all good. What else? That's it. I'm going to sew these units together again. I took 2 of the blocks that I framed last week. I cut them in half. And then when I cut them in half, well, before I cut them in half, I paired 2 different blocks together. So they were right sides together. I cut once diagonally. And now I'm just going to sew these back into, I'm trying to see if I got any matching lines. I don't think so. I'm just going to sew these back together. I got a seam down here to match. But it don't match up at the top. And I'm not going to pin right now. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I pin, especially with stuff that's got a match point. I'll just make sure I put my little hand down here when I get here. And we'll make sure that that gets matched up. This feels so funny not to have that big space from the Bernina here. So I do feel a little different. The Bernina sewing machine sits up this high. So it feels so funny not to have the machine. It's weird how I only sewed on it a year. Well, it was in the shop this time last year. So a little bit less than a year I've sewed on it. But it feels so different to have this machine. It feels so tiny. Phyllis says, can't thumbs up using TV, have to use the phone. They do have a thumbs up button on the TV. You hit your up button and it'll pull up and then you can go up there and thumbs up, but I don't know if it goes to YouTube or not. That's my question. You can thumbs up because I do it. So you can thumbs up. You can't comment is what you can't comment. But I wonder if they take the stuff. Because it's been really weird that my subscription numbers, I keep getting new subscribers, but I'm still staying in the same subscription. I wonder what's going on with YouTube. Something's going on. but my numbers hasn't changed. Trying to make sure I get this seam lined up. That's a match point. So I only have like 8 of these things to sew, so we're going to be sewing on 2 projects today. And Phil is saying she didn't know that. Yeah, you hit your up button on your Roku remote, and then you have to, you hit the remote, and then you hit up again, and then you go to the right, and you can thumbs up. Because a little screen's going to pop up. Terry says, when I watch on TV, I have to give the thumbs up, and it isn't automatic for me. Yeah, you have to actually manually go up there and do it. Sue says, watch on TV, comment on the phone. Yeah, you got to have both devices. David Pigman's here. Hi, David. Sue Sin Forrest says, if you collecting scraps, I have some that you can adopt, laughing out loud. You might can get you some stuff, girl. Better read, Sue. Ellen says, I cannot do it on TV. I gave mine on the phone. Right. I think it works. I think whenever you're directly in the actual YouTube on your phone, your laptop, tablet, desktop, they work better. I don't think that they work very well on Roku because that's what I think. I don't think people are really subscribed to you when they subscribe on Roku. Phyllis says, I've been going back and forth between phone, to chat, and thumbs up. Yeah. Because, yeah, you can't chat at all on TV. I hate to even search on the TV the way you have to go over there and click all them alphabets up and down, back and forth. So, yeah, that's the only thing about watching YouTube on TV is when you're searching for something. Pull this up, nest that seam. And I still put my knee lift on. I love sewing with my knee lift. Phyllis says, I did it, T. Thanks, T. You're welcome. Margaret Hassler here says, hi, T, and everyone. Hi, Margaret. Sue says, you would feel like a giant if you used your featherweight, laughing out loud. You got that right. Darcy says, even though I wasn't home last weekend, I made my mom wait for a minute so I could get online real quick and give T a thumbs up because even if I ain't here, our queen still deserves it. Well, thank you, Darcy. That's really sweet. Tiffany says she's done ripping. That is not a fun job, girl. Movie isn't over, but I can watch you in it at the same time. Ha ha ha. Yes, multitasking. Kathleen Champ says, howdy, y'all. Hey, Kathleen. Virgie says, who does only one thing at a time? Yeah, I told, I hardly ever do one thing at a time. I'm just used to doing numerous things and having numerous things going on around me. So I can do whatever. I got used to my big old Bernina LED lights too. Oops. Now I'm back to my one that I have on my light kit. I'm so glad I have it on here. I didn't take it off. Bonita says, I did the thumbs up on both the TV and the phone. I'm logged in on YouTube, on TV and phone. Maybe it will count. Yes, hopefully. Let's see. Sue says, thanks to Sim. She said, I have enough for quite a while. Ooh, wee. Be careful what you ask for sometimes. Like I said, it was more of a gift to her because she had done something, done a lot for me and you all. So that was more of me giving her a thank you. And she had won a door prize gift, which it was books that she was giving away. So I knew she wasn't going to want books. I've got bills. I got I think it's Allstate, that commercial where they're playing the music. I got bills I got to pay. So I'm gonna work every day. That is my song that's stuck in my head now. T, what is that on your handle? It's my when I go to the retreats, I have a handle here. It helps so I'm not touching the handle. So it's like a little cushion, but it's just a little mini quilt and it has my name on it. So when the person is sitting across from you, you have your name, but now I use decals. That's why I have Teaquilts on the other one. And then it also marks your property. Like if you leave something, I tend to put decals on stuff that I could possibly leave. And then if I leave something, people will know it. Like my surge protector, things like that, my lights. I put a smaller decal on those. I do vinyl decals for that. Okay. These seams are pretty thick I'm sewing through. And this, if you don't know what I'm sewing, I'm actually sewing the Hey June from GE Designs. You can YouTube, Google that on YouTube. Just search it, Hey June. And she's got all the steps there. But it was her project for the month of June. Sew along. I'm just now getting started. Meant to say your machine sounds nice and quiet. To me, it sounds like it's noisy, but I haven't used it in a while. So I've only got 2 more of these to sew. We can call it a night. Say, yeah, right. Only got 2 more. June says, I'm pressing my binding so I can come and hand sew it tonight. That's nice. I'd like to get to the last steps. Good to know I'm planning on attending retreats next year and I need to be well prepared. Yes. It's just that, whenever you go somewhere and you leave your house with your products, rulers and stuff like that, it's just nice to, if keep your stuff put up, you can let somebody borrow something. And sometimes stuff is taken home with somebody else, not intentionally. They don't even know they got your stuff. But if you have your name on it, then they know for sure when they pull it out and your name on it that, yeah, I got so-and-so stuff. You'd be surprised at how much stuff gets turned in at our next meeting after a retreat. Especially when we have like the big guilds where we have the big retreats where we have like 30 people or more. The little small group, we're so used to doing it. We check everybody's stuff. And so we don't really have that problem. It's very rare that we might have one item or two that somebody forgot. But it's very rare. Large groups, it happens all the time. And I also, the reason why you all haven't heard anything about retreat is because I found out the center isn't even having retreats now. So I'm not even sure if Teaquilts retreat is going to happen next year. I think I am going to. I have so many things on my agenda, and it's just one of those things that's the lowest priority right now because it's not happening tomorrow. But I think what I am going to do is I'm going to officially go ahead and call. Um, I'm going to officially go ahead and call them people and get a verification on whether or not they're actively having retreats. And if they are not, my problem then is that I've got 18 people and I can't get another facility for 18 people. I may have to have 2 separate retreats or something like that. But I have to see how that's going to work. Remember, I was telling you all that next year I was thinking about adding in at the retreat center where we went in May. I'm thinking about just using that facility to have a smaller retreat for people that could come like in the month of September or something like that. Well, if this place isn't holding retreats now, I need to start making decisions on what it is that we're going to do. I can't wait till the last minute, and then they're going to be wanting money from me that I don't have. They already have my deposit that I put down for last time. So I definitely don't want them to just surprise me and say, we need to have your money. And I haven't collected any money. But I'm hearing that they're not even having retreats. So I don't know why she called and told me that I was scheduled for next year and they not even officially open. So, yeah. So I'm going to check with them because if they're telling me that they're not having retreats, I may end up canceling that facility because I need to know for sure that we can have a retreat somewhere. We'll just have to have some stipulations on attendance. And maybe doing 2 groups instead of 1. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I have a reservation set for 18 people. The place that I would go to would only take 12 people, so 6 people won't be able to go. So we'll just put this here. Robin Boyd's here saying good evening to you and everyone. Hi, Robin. Welcome. Kathleen says, T, I'm playing with my June. Dress been in the design wall over a month. The possibilities are the blocks have been on the design wall for over a month, and the design possibility endless. Yes, and I noticed that when she was making them, and if you do different colorways and stuff, I noticed that things looked a lot different too. I just pulled some, and I still got pieces of them left. I made a quilt last year that I haven't even put the binding on. But I made a quilt last year, and I'm just using some of the leftover pieces because I had 2 of the same 10-inch layer cakes, 10-inch squares. I had 2 of them, and some of the fabrics were light, and I couldn't use them, so I had to go into the second layer cake. And so I'm using some of those leftover pieces between the 2 layer cakes. So, but yeah, be careful who you lend to. That's Remo J. Don't you start, girl. Don't you start. I have you on the big screen while cleaning my sewing room. That's Robin. That's fun. Sue says, I will be getting in touch with you later this week. I have something you might like. Not fabric. All right, Sue. Robin says, it seems like everything is going backwards. I think Angela Walters near Missouri Star Quilt Company has a new retreat center. Yeah, the problem with that is when we start doing road trips to do quilt shop hops, I like to know where the shops are. So that's why I was having it here. And last time, the first retreat that I had, everybody said they were coming. And then when you try to rent out these big retreat centers, they take like Missouri Star Quilt Company. I think it takes 60 people or something like that. Not Missouri Star. I don't know if Missouri Store owns it or if the home in Hamilton owns the retreat center that's huge up there. But you've got to have X number of people. And if you don't have X number of people, then the price goes up and or, you still got to pay the money. So, yeah. So I have to go. I work with a smaller number, something that I'm comfortable taking a hit on. So that's why I don't go to places that have it where you need to have 60 people, so it's just your group. Because I didn't have 60 people interested in coming to retreat. But yeah, and I had another quilt shop that we went to when we did the first retreat. We did it in the Missouri Star area. And then we went and did all of this road tripping all over Missouri to hit all these shops. And we actually went to Angela Walters' quilt shop. We went to a lot of quilt shops. I just don't want to do that. I want to do it here so I know where I'm going and what we're doing. So this was I had it there the first time, so it's not like we haven't done that. I can dismiss that. It's telling me about live chat. Seems like everything is going. I said read that one. My screen jumped. Yeah. Oh, so when Robin was saying everything was going backwards, she's talking about COVID. Yeah, and it's because that second variant is coming around, and the numbers are getting back bad again, and so that's a whole nother issue. T, I'm sorry when I let someone hold something of mine when I'm at a retreat. I stand not too far away and wait for it, or I will forget that I have it to them. And that's what I do at home. Like when I loan out dies or what other kind of stuff do I loan out? I loan out all kinds of stuff. I make an Excel spreadsheet and I put the like on my dies, I have a column that tells me who has that die that I loaned out. And it's not like I'm in any hurry to get it back. I just need to know that so-and-so has my die. So when I need to do something and it's there, I can say, hey, look, I need my stuff back. Just as simple as that. But I keep track of who I loan my big tools out to. And Robin says, me too, since it's not sure. Just heard it this weekend. Don't know if it's open or not. What she's talking about? Oh, okay. I know what she's talking about now. But I saw where people had just went to Bonnie Hunter Center. So a lot of them are open. But T, you should give those 6 other first chance if you do another retreat. I always am fair to my Teaquilters. You all won't even know the dates. They'll know all that information before you all know it. June says, I have my granddog and he wants to play when I get busy and then put stuff right behind my feet. He'll be going home on Monday. Yay. Beth Bueller says, you're using a different machine? Yes, I am today. My machine's in the shop for its annual checkup. Virgin says 50 people what? Try to get 20 people on the same page impossible. Yeah, that is funny. And Remo says, I learned my lesson from loaning stuff. Yeah, so we don't want to talk about her. She was the extreme, get her stuff. I hate having to borrow my own stuff back, laughing out loud. You got that right, Stephanie. Yeah, because some people act like, and then when you go get your stuff, they had a nerve to get mad at you. So basically, I just sold these. They need to be pressed, and then I'm going to be squaring these up to 12.5 inches. And so I'll be pressing. I think I pressed these seams open. Let me look at the other ones and make sure. I have 2 duplicate blocks, and I left mine like that intentionally because you could mix them up if you want. Because I'm just planning on doing it. Nope, I just pressed them to one side. I didn't care. I think when I was doing this, it was like an experiment because I wasn't planning on doing this ahead of time. I was just sitting there on Saturday when she started giving out the sewing instructions. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and start sewing this. And that's what I did. So, yeah. I want to put this back here. It just needs to be ironed. And then I'll have 16 blocks. I still got this one here. I have 16 blocks, so I'll go ahead and lay those out, know where I'm going to put them, and label the rows so I can start sewing them together next time. And I'm not in any hurry to get this project done. It's just something that I'm doing for the sewing chat as I'm doing that. So I'm going to be sewing. Oops, I didn't put this in my bag. That's my thread chart. Thought I put everything back in there. So I've got all of these rectangles that I want to put sashing strips on. So I'll be doing that the rest of the night. But my Hey June, we'll come back to that later. Thank you, Denise, reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Betsy says, sorry I'm late. Hubby and I were watching the Hulu. Only Murders in the Building. Oh, I need to watch that. Oh, that's on Hulu. I'm thinking Netflix. That's on Hulu. I can't watch that, but that's pretty cool. I think that's funny. Craft of Love. I hear that, T, that it is a good way to keep track. Yep. Write that stuff down. You know, loan somebody something. Even if you're at retreat, when somebody loans something down, I always take a little notebook. When I go to retreat, I take some kind of notebook. And then I write down stuff that I need or stuff that's happening at retreat, stuff that's going on. And somebody come over there and borrow a ruler. I may not have to write it down when they get it, but I sure write it down on my book. So when I get home and realize I don't have my 12 by 12 square ruler, I go call whoever's on the paper. Did you give me that back? Because I don't remember seeing it. You know, just checking. Virgie, those blocks are great. Thank you. Like the material. Thank you, Beth. Those look like fun blocks. That's from Stephanie. Craft Love says, ooh, I like how those blocks look, T. Real nice. I don't know if they're talking about the GE designs or these rectangles that I'm about to sew some pieces onto. So that's what I'm doing next. I had sewed some stuff as a test and then had to take it apart because I cut the wrong width. So we're not going to even talk about that. This is the new Tula Pink fabric that I just got from Crazy Redhead Quilting. So I have cut this from one of my patterns I got while I was on the road trip. And so I am going to be sewing this. But right now all I'm doing is just sewing sashing onto stuff. So it's nothing major here. As I get this closer to being finished, or if I get it done and put it in any kind of video, I'll let you know about the pattern and all that kind of stuff. But right now it's just rectangles. I only cut this because I knew I only had 8 half square triangles to sew on the Hey June. Diane 57 is here. Hi, Diane. She says, hi, T and Cool T friends. Oh, I got the AccuQuilt free ruler yesterday. That's Betsy. That's right, girl. oh, Craft with Love saying the rectangles. Yes. Yes, but I cut up. I think I had like 2 pieces of fabric that I didn't cut any of. But yeah, so I have been cutting the Tula Pink. So know that the fabric that I bought recently is being used. Since I got in trouble after the fact. Like I said, I got online because I had I still got a $150 gift card left that I haven't used. But I stopped shopping. And some websites, you can't use a gift card if it's not there specifically. Some of them I had were specifically for gifts, the shops, and some of them were like the American Express type stuff. My screen's jumping. Angela says, people quit borrowing from me when I set up a checkout system. Now I just keep it moving. You got that right. I just smile and keep it moving. Those are beautiful from Tula Pink. Yes. And that was the thing too. It was like I just wanted to see most of my fabric in my stash. Like I told you all, I tend to buy tone on tones mostly, or if I'm cutting for a kit. So those fabrics are gone, but I really don't have like updated fabrics. So I don't know how old this line is, but it's more updated than my 2010 fabric, that's for sure. So, and I'm trying to use it. I'm not trying to just let it sit around and, look at it and go, I don't want to cut it. It's too pretty. What am I going to do with it? I just decided I think this quilt is twin size that I'm making. So at least I'm using it. And it was half yard cuts of all of these fabrics. Well, I needed 5/8 on 3 of them, I think. So that's when I went to Inspired to Sew. That's when I went to the other website when they had their sale, when I realized I needed more fabric because I couldn't even do it. So, and I'm not even worried about pinning this. And that's because these are big pieces. I can fudge it in. And these were supposed to be like strip pieced on here. But if I would have done what they wanted me to do, I would have had a whole lot of excess pieces left over. So I just cut everything to size ahead of time. Sue says, Guild retreat in 3 weeks. Woohoo. Yes. And our guild, we had a virtual retreat in February. And then we had a second one because everybody enjoyed it in April. So we had 2 virtual retreats. And they mentioned last month that the place wasn't, that we have ours at isn't having retreats. So we're not even scheduled for next year. And Remo says she got her fabric on Friday. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, she got her ruler on Friday. Okay, that's what they're talking about. And Ellen got hers. I'm making the big blocks. They get made quick. I'm making the big blocks. I don't know what big blocks of what. But big blocks do get made quicker. Did y'all know that AccuQuilt is having a sale for the holiday? Yep. Kevin says, don't worry, just over here neck deep in orange strings and crumbs. Working in pumpkin pattern I got on the shop hop. Seeking 80 different 1.5 inch squares. Yes, I'm weird laughing out loud. Yes, he is crazy. He's cray cray. Sometimes I do that if they're already pre-cut, but not if I gotta cut them. They're not already cut, it's not gonna happen. Telling me I don't have much bobbin thread left. This is not my Bernina bobbin, okay? And I only got one bobbin, one more bobbin filled because I didn't refill them because I knew I was gonna put the machine in storage. So I guess I'll be winding bobbins once I get off this live because I'm gonna be sewing on this for a while. It still feels like I've never sewn on this machine before. That is so weird. Oh, let's cut these off. So I just did one pattern. Let's because we're gonna put a strip on both sides. I'm trying to keep sorry y'all, I'm burping off of nothing, okay? Turn this. Get some more room up here. Okay, so this one's folded. That's not gonna work. I like to have a place to put my pieces inside the arm. I had all kinds of stuff in that Bernina arm. It was so huge, which is such a waste because I'm never gonna machine quilt on it, or I don't think I am, unless something happened to my long arm. But I have no intentions of machine quilting on it. Anything huge that would need that space. Phyllis got her ruler too. Kim Burris is here saying, hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Hi, Miss T. Hi, Kim. T says, I wish I could stop buying. Every time I see the new line I buy, promising to use. Also buying patterns and downloading free patterns. I do download something that's free if I think it's cute. I just put it in a folder and hold on to it. Phyllis said, I read that one. Let's see. And the Grace Company is doing a drawing for a long arm. Janice Miller says, I haven't received my ruler yet. Going to gift it. That's nice. Diane 57 says, it's a lot smaller than what you're used to. I don't know who she's talking to. Oh, this machine. Yeah. Well, after you use something, I didn't realize that just using something a year, I had got used to the height on that Bernina. But I knew when I put it here because I felt like I was blocked from you all because the Bernina sits up about this high. And I could barely see you all over it. So, Phyllis says, wondering if AccuQuilt is going to do a 6 1/2 by 24-inch ruler to accommodate for seams. It seems like they would. I would actually go do an 8 1/2 instead of a 6 1/2, but we'll see. Whenever they're giving something out for free, I just figure it's something that something's coming behind it is what I'm thinking. They want you to use it to see if you like it. I didn't buy it because I wasn't going to just pay for a ruler just to try it out. But if you're giving it to me for free, I'll try it out. And Dolores got her ruler yesterday. We all getting these rulers, aren't we? I like taking a few minutes to fill bobbins because it can make you feel like you are relaxing. That's Darcy. I like to wind all my bobbins. I do 10 or 12 at one time. And then I can sew for a long period of time, not having to worry about when my bobbin runs out. I'm not upset about it. But I do that many at one time. I'm sorry. I'm not selling anything, just trying to share the opportunity. That's Ellen. Diane says, I'm going to get me a ruler. I'm going to get me a ruler. Better go on over there. They said until supply run out. Kraft says, I hear a lot of you talking about your rulers, but it wouldn't let me get it for free. It was charging me. Maybe because it was the last day to get it was 8/31. Okay. We were on here last week or something. I don't know. I can't remember if it was last week or Tuesday. But they were still working. But when you all went in there, they might have realized that it was what was going on. And then they might have had to go redo that website because they probably had forgot to take it off. Because I was surprised it was still on. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, because we did it. It was late at night. It must have been last Saturday that people were doing it, I think. Maybe it was Tuesday. Who knows? I think it was Tuesday during the haul because that's when I showed it. And people went over there and got them, and they probably had forgot to take it off. And Quilgram says she ordered her ruler on Tuesday after the chat. And Tuesday was the 31st, I think. So maybe that was it. I think I had one of these that don't have the other side. I didn't even know where y'all got the rulers. I totally forgot where. Haha. That is too funny. Tiffany missed out. What code did she use? I don't know. Remo says a lot of retailers for AccuQuilt are out of cutters. Okay. So, wow, now that's going to be the next problem. But you would think it's so many cutters because AccuQuilt, that's the thing with AccuQuilt. Like, most businesses don't do like deep sales so that the retailers don't make any money because the retailers can't discount like AccuQuilt can. So, they can only honor once AccuQuilt does it, and then that means that they make less money too. But they won't let them do a sale like that on their own. So I know my local shop can only put stuff 20% off. It can never go any higher than that. They said you had up to midnight on 8/31. Thank you. Judy's Plaster says, good evening, everyone. I let the time get by me today. I didn't get in here in time. Just noticed the time. I hope everyone has a safe weekend. I have a lot on my mind lately. Yes. Kathleen says, my order went through that night. I got a receipt, etc., but never another word. Not sure if they let you know they sent them or not. I think I got a ship notice. I can't remember. It's been a little while ago now. I'm sorry I came back on when you were all talking about the bobbins. Do you only use one thread color for your piecing? I use any neutral. So if they're out, I tend to buy like a Orfeel creams or for my bobbins. But I think I'm going to switch everything over to Masterpiece by Superior. This color is called Bisque. But I use anything cream. Sometimes I'll use white, but gray, light gray, anything like that. Even if it's a black quilt, it doesn't matter. Oh, and then Remo says she called Wednesday morning and they shipped to her. She got it on Friday. So she said maybe they changed the item. And like they said until supply run out too. I don't know, but if you can buy one, then the supply didn't run out. But I guess the supply ran out up to the deadline date because they could have technically ran out on day one. If everybody went in on day one, we could have crashed the whole system, right? And like I told y'all, that's all I ordered on that. I got AccuQuilt stuff that I need to catalog. So until I get it cataloged and find a new home, it's not getting done. And I haven't gotten to that yet. Because I'm reshelving that stuff. I actually got a cart in front of my desk here that I'm actually going to be using in my long arm room to put my AccuQuilt stuff on, or some of it anyway. Woohoo! Kathleen says she's playing with her Hey June on a design wall. 97 in the room, only 77 thumbs up. Time to show T some love and support. Thank you. That's from Sin. Thank you, Sin. I'm just trying to keep all the light fabrics together. So I'm just going to run them through in the order of their print. I think this is the last one for this group. All right. Just got one of these. I've already. It's down here on the floor. I put it over there to get it out the way earlier. Um, and Kim, oh, she's talking to Kathleen. Mario says he's back, had to put his partner to bed. That's his nurse job. I don't mind like coordinating stuff, but I don't like, I wanted to be a nurse as a kid. And then when I got older and realized what a nurse did, and it's like, no, I don't want to do that. So I don't want to be a nurse, but I don't mind assisting, but I don't want to do the caregiving. I don't mind going get medications and food and cleaning, but I don't want to do anything major. I don't want to give other people shots and all of that kind of stuff. Even though I don't mind getting a shot. Matter of fact, I watch the people. They'll tell me this needle's gonna be pretty big. You may not want to watch it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch. I watch everything they do. You're not gonna stick me in my head turned the other way. I'm watching you. And then I have to press all of this stuff, but it's just a little project. Again, nothing that I need right away. It's just something for me to sew on the live chat. So I'll be working on 2 different projects, it looks like. Sheila says she got one free weeks ago. Still talking about that ruler. I don't know if any RV quilters are in here, but I shared a power solar box selling for $35 and change, and I think that was a spam website, Ellen. A lot of people in the comment section. I go look at the comment section, but let me know if you get it, if you ordered one. And T says she hasn't received her ruler yet. It'll probably be coming next week, depending on when you ordered it. Because they shipped them out right away like it was a regular big order. And it even came FedEx. Good night, Kim. If she's leaving, I guess I missed that. I'm sorry. Good night, Kim. Ella Odom says, my ruler was shipped on 9/1, but mail to California is slow. I can understand that, especially if depending on where you're staying and how it's got to travel through. Ellen says she's saying good night. Good night, Ellen. Thank you so much. Peggy O'Connor here says, hi, TNT Quilters. Hey to you. Linda says she got her ruler yesterday. And Peggy says she's sewing along with me tonight. That's nice. T says, just check my account at AccuQuilt. Don't see ruler. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. You might need to go look for how you paid it and see if the payment went through. Because I remembered when I ordered my Superior threads, I did 2 orders right in a row. Because I didn't know about the mystery box when I was buying my thread. And I woke up the next morning. I'm like, why didn't PayPal tell me that I got a confirmation? Well, I get an email from Superior. They got these cookies that they watch everything you do, telling me that I hadn't checked out. Even though I had checked out, it didn't take. So I went back and made sure PayPal hadn't paid it. They had not. And I had to go ahead and reorder it again. It was weird. Weird things happen like that sometimes. Mario says, my heart goes to all nursing staff. It is straining, but I won't let him go to a nursing home while I can care for him. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. You know what type of care they're giving. You don't know what they're getting when you ship them and put them in somebody else's hands. So you are correct on that. I fully understand. Oops, I need to do this side. Thought I was finished. Yeah, but nurses, they do some hard work. And don't even talk about the certified nursing attendants that they do all the grunt work and get paid the least amount of money. In my facility, they got paid for the state. Only people that was paid less than them was the housekeeper. And them people working all day with patients. And nurses really don't make enough money for all they do. Then you have to get your education too. They make decent money, but they don't make enough, in my opinion, for all they have to go through. And then you're legally responsible for this stuff too. Your license could be snatched at any moment. So I'm up here looking at this bobbin, making sure it's not gonna run out on me. I don't want to aerosol, especially aerosol for a long period of time. Goodness gracious, that would be horrible. Okay, so now we have these two done. And they're ready to be pressed. So it's like I have so much to press and my back's to the camera, so I just do all the sewing I can with you all. If I'm not making like one quilt block, I'll do all my sewing and then that way I can turn around later. I have a friend who is scared to death of shots, but she has a few tattoos. Kind of weird, laughing out loud. Now, see, that's the thing. I'm not scared of shots, but I ain't going to get a tattoo. I'm like, I'm just not into self mutilation unnecessarily for me. Just my opinion. Virgie says, T, why don't you order a ruler for all of us? Do you have an account with Teaquilts? I don't see free ruler anywhere. I cannot order a free ruler for everyone. They only giving one ruler out per account. I don't work for Teaquilts. I'm an affiliate. I'm not a store. I don't have any other products here physically. So anything I have here, I purchased myself. So yeah. Kathleen says, I tried to call customer service, closed on weekends. I wanted to make sure order was actually processed due to no email. It was shipped. Okay. Wow. Kim says, oh, I thought Kim left. She says, I helped my mom to take care of my dad for 6 months before he passed, and I took care of my mom for 13 years now. Woo-wee. She says, I wouldn't send to a home, even on hospice. I didn't regret a thing. Labor of love. Yes. And I had my friend that just did that with her husband. Um, he didn't want to stand. He was going to be discharged to hospice, but they had said from the get go that he would always be at home, either the hospital or home. So you have to make that decision. It's a hard decision. Yes, I placed my order from your last live and I received mine today. Yep. Ken says, T, I am still here. I was telling Ellen good night. I think a lot of us thought you were leaving. Good night to all those who have to go. Be blessed and stay safe. That's from Craft with love. Kevin says, hey, Miss T, look at us working on projects from our shop hop. Go us. Right. We better do something. I didn't spend near as much money as I would have spent if I had gone to a retreat, considering how many quilt shops we went into. So I came home with more. I didn't even spend 25% of the money that I spent, and that includes gas, okay, and eating that I had allocated for that trip. So I came home and I paid my charge. I still had money left. Because I put everything on my charge card and then just pay it once the bills start rolling in. But yeah, I didn't even spend a quarter of what I allocated for that trip. A few shops got $100 or so out of me. Only a couple though. Linda says, all you do is click the 6x24 ruler, go to checkout and type in my ruler, then apply it, and it comes up free. So she's saying that it's still working. I don't understand why people can't get that done. And people telling Diane that it's my ruler. I think she's waiting to hear it. Maybe she's not able to read. It's my ruler. Because if she's trying on the site, she probably can't bounce back and forth, but she can hear from YouTube. So my ruler is the code, all one word. And it doesn't have to be capitalized. It can be in lowercase or capitalization. So it doesn't matter on AccuQuilt's site. Judy says, I just lost my mom on the 17th of August. She was at home. She wouldn't miss 3 months from being 90. So she just missed 3 months of being 90. So sorry for your loss, Judy. That's hard to be dealing with. So sorry that's going on for you. And I think, in a pandemic and having services and things like that, it's stressful too. Having any type of services for people that have passed. David says, good night, all. I can party like a rock star, but I can't recover like one. Work comes early tomorrow. Good night, David. That's pretty cool. I love these. I love the color of these tulip pinks. They're very colorful, but they're more pastel. They're not the deep color that I would normally be sewing with. So I'm interested in seeing how this quilt's gonna look. And right now I'm actually working with the bright side too, though. But even the blues are not like navy blues. I think maybe royal blue is the darkest. So every once in a while I like making stuff that's not my normal palette. Labor of love, amen. That's from Mario. Mary's here. I'm a little late. And Kim's telling Judy that she's also sorry for her loss. Yes, it's very difficult, and it's people live, but you still don't want to have anyone in your family pass. So I don't know why I'm going to pins like I've been pinning all night. Absolutely not. I'm gonna be short pieces because I got one that was cut on the fold. That's I have to measure it and see if I can just cut it in half, but I may have to go cut another piece. So I know I'm not gonna get them all done. I don't even know what time it is. It's 9:28. I got been keeping up with the chat for the most part. I'm sitting on the edge of this seat. Code is invalid. That's from Beth. Thank you, Beth. So that helps Diane out so she knows it's not just her. Thank you for going over there to try it. Lots of people are giving Judy their condolences, so that's really nice. And she says thank you. Oops, I keep forgetting. I got to put them on both sides. So I just watched on Netflix. Virgin River series. The name of the series is named for a place. And that was really good. I enjoyed it. It left me on a cliffhanger. Now I'm hoping in October at some point, or sometime between October and December, that they release the next season. Because that was really good. Left me with a cliffhanger though. Every season ends with a good cliffhanger though. And they have 3 seasons already up. So if you're interested in something good to see on Netflix, I recommend that if you haven't seen it already. Dorsey says, I just lost a friend that it was really hard because I didn't see her at all last year because she was at a hospital. Yeah. And you couldn't even visit last year at all. Only the patient was allowed in. I don't even know what they did for children. I'm assuming they let one parent in with children, I would hope. But if you were an adult, I don't think you got a visitor. I do notice that this baby lock foot is like thicker in height than my Bernina. It seems so bulky after I've been looking at the Bernina feet. Betsy says, oh my gosh, I have watched Virgin River too. I am now reading the books. The books are totally different than the series, but still good. Now that's interesting. I saw that when they were doing like I guess it was like a commercial before you see it or something. They were talking about the books. So I may have to look into that. That's pretty cool. I read the Harry Potter books and then I went to only one movie because I didn't like the movies compared to the books. I'd rather read the books. I'm different like that. But I love the Virgin River series, so Virgin River. And I wasn't expecting it. That's the thing about Netflix. I think whoever come up with their programming, they have very good writers. Because I wasn't expecting all the drama to keep me interested in that when I first saw it. I didn't think I would be interested in watching 10 shows for 3 seasons, but I did. So I really enjoyed that. So it's good. It's funny that Betsy, the one that's been watching it. Here in Montreal, no visitors, but the spouse was allowed in. Thank God for that. That's nice. Stephanie says only one parent per child at the hospital. Then if you left, you couldn't return. So and that's exactly what they do here now still. You can only have one visitor per day. They don't care who it is. And once that person visits, if they don't stay all day, that's it. So on the days that I was visiting family, I parked my little butt in a chair. I didn't leave. So I'm right here with y'all all day. I went there when they first opened and I left when they said visiting hours were over. So I parked myself there all day. T, you went back to your baby lock. I told you all last week that I was putting my Bernina in the shop. I told you all last Saturday. It's time for her annual checkup. And she's getting the update and the upgrade. I'm like, these people, they do it all the time. Why would I go muck and mess around? I know I could have done the update, but it's like, they do it all the time. I'll just let them do it. Why waste my time? I can do something else. Crapple Love Tea, I must say, you look good in all colors. You be wearing on the live, and that red really pops on you. I forgot to tell in the star of the live. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Red's my favorite color, actually. I like other colors, but red is my favorite color. She says, don't forget us social workers. We're expected to solve all the problems. I'm in an ER. Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes on that people only give credit to the doctors and the nurses. So you're right. Even housekeeping having to clean up after, when you're thinking about COVID and who has to come clean the rooms and all of that kind of stuff. So they're exposed. So it's a lot. It's a lot of people involved in the whole big plan. And that was the thing for me on my job. I was a research analyst. They had a day to recognize everybody but the research analyst. They had National Housekeeping Day. They had all of that, but nobody recognized the research analysts. Were we supposed to fall under Administrative Assistance Day? No, they used that only for secretaries. I never got a gift for being a research analyst or a recognition on the job for being a research analyst. No, I never got taken out for lunch. I had to take the secretaries out for lunch. So it was kind of weird. And then they even have Bosses Day, but nobody recognized. It's a whole lot of jobs that slip through the cracks that don't get recognized in organizations. So I feel you on that with the social workers. Thank you, Mario. Benina's in the garage. Blocks are so much better. Oh, books are so much better than movies. You get so much more from a book. Yes, you do. Although a good writer can make you see a scene that you've never seen before, but Virgin River, wherever they're recording that at, the area does have some terrific views. Very nice. I like it. Betsy says the books are around 300 pages each. I'm on the 7th book now. Oh my God. Each book has a happy ending, but feeds off one another. Okay. Deborah Holloway says, I saw movies and read books of Harry Potter, and I saw all of Virgin River. Loved them all. Yes. Lost my best friend and sewing buddy to cancer last year. She was at home with her niece taking care of her. I couldn't visit because of the weakened immune system. Yeah. So that's sad too. Just sorry about that, because this has been the last 2 years. We thinking that 21 was going to turn the corner and everything was going to just be happy-go-lucky. And I've had more stuff happen to me in 21 than I had happen to me in 2020. Even though I knew a lot of people that either contacted the disease last year or died from it. Some of them made it, some of them didn't. But I still had a lot worse stuff happening to me in 2021. It's ridiculous. So we're in a weird space. I think probably global wide, we probably got a high level of depression going on. Stay strong, Tananja. Your work is important. Yes, from Mario. Judy says, I've watched the Virgin River series. Also, one of my coworkers got me hooked on it. That's pretty cool. She said, try. My ruler says it is invalid. Okay, my ruler says that code is invalid. So, okay. So, they've taken it off. It's no longer free. It was also announced, somebody had posted it in the Facebook group too. And I went in and thanked them for putting it because I forgot to put it up there. Some days I just have a lot going on. It's like I have to pick and choose what I'm going to do in a day. And it's like, yeah. And some days are just not my own. And then every once in a while I get just overwhelmed and frustrated with the schedule. And I sit a day or two and just do nothing. Because I have to in order to stay sane. Or as sane as I can. Is this all of them or just one? Let's see. Still got one more to go. Good night, Kim. She says, I'm going to say good night. All take care and stay safe. God bless. Same to you, Kim. Take care of yourself. Get some rest. T, I'm trying to decide if I want to spend the money for the upgrade. There's a shop in Colorado that puts the updates on a sub stick for me. Yeah, on a USB stick is what she means. Yeah. And I understand how to do all of that. I'm just like, if it's in the shop and they would do it anyway, we're just going to leave it up there. I paid for them. I paid for my upgrade. Y'all go ahead and do some work. I got other things to do. I'm so busy running a one-man shop. Y'all got some help. I don't. I have no help. So by the time I do all of that, I could have edited a video or something. All right. I received my vaccine today. I had one chemo treatment so far. This is Jonah. She says, but my oncologist really wanted me to get that booster shot. Okay. Oh, she says the booster already. Okay. And I thought you didn't need them if you got certain ones. I was told we didn't need to get a booster. But, you know, when you got other things going on, maybe it is. So you just stay safe, Jonah. Stephanie says, I just opened my 570 QE last week. Took back today because she was sounding rough. She was parched. Now I have to set a reminder to oil her often. Yeah, that's the thing about Bernina. It ain't even... You have to oil that. You can oil that thing more than once in a day, okay? If you're like at retreats and stuff, sewing on it all day or something at home, you need to oil it more than once a day. That thing drinks oil. I pulled this machine out. I sewed to see what it sounded like. It still sounded decent after not having oil for a year, but I did oil it before I came live. I just sewed a couple of seams to see what it would do. But yeah. But anytime a machine sits, you need to oil it before you really put it into use. Who's been air sewing? That would be me. Okay. So that one's not sewed at all. It stopped on the pink. This last pink one. So I've got my last bobbin here. I guess I'll be doing that tomorrow because I'm going to be using this for a while. I guess I could have pulled out my Singer XL 1000. I like to piece with it too. But we'll go back to the last one I used. And if you don't, the bananas have little date things in them. They're going to pop up and tell you to take them to the shop. These other ones don't tell you. I haven't even taken this one to the shop probably in a year and a half. And I I have a machine guy who would come to my scrap club meetings, and he would work on our machines while we were there, so we never had to leave them if it was just the cleaning. No, he didn't fix any problems, just cleaning and oiling. They took the whole hoods off and everything, cleaned them right in the meeting and gave them right back to you. It would be 2 of them there, and I bet you they did about 20 to 25 machines easily, and then took another about 10 with them that had issues to be fixed. So that was really sweet. I got to find places to meet for everything, because the place where we meet has not even thinking about opening up. So I don't know. I keep saying it, maybe we should still wait a little bit, but I don't know. It's a catch-22. If you do meet, you got to wear masks the entire time. So do you want to be inside in a mask the entire time? So it's a catch-22. Okay. People giving prayers to Jonah. You all are so sweet. Thank you all so much for doing that. Barbara says, air sewing. That's when the bobbin runs out. Get this thread. Trying to see how many more sets I have. I think I had 60 of these things cut. So I still see plenty. Let's read some comments. Teresa Louise, I quilt too, is here. Hi, Teresa. If anybody is in here with the YouTube channel, you can post your YouTube channel in the chat. Post a link to your channel if you like. Jean says, I've had mine serviced once. Yeah. I'm a beast on these machines. And so my older machines, I don't have to take in like that. I can clean myself. But I feel like these new machines, I feel like like my Bernina, it's only got like a little place to me for cleaning. I just prefer to take it in and have them professionally take it apart and do what they need to do to it and clean it. I could do a lot of the stuff myself, but it was like $100 for them to service the machine. I just go ahead and do it. I can do something else. So I do like my older machines. I do myself because they're not as persnickety. But yeah. Eric Otis talking about peekaboo. And Jonah is thanking everybody. You all are so nice. And Eric says hello all. So T. Wowzer, great deal. Here it's $275 for cleaning. Wow. We do have the highest I pay here is about $125 to $150 at another shop. But yeah, this one she told me it was like $95 for cleaning. I was like, okay, because I'd never been to them before. But since I had bought the upgrade there, I go, well, they can go ahead and do it. So ended up being cheaper. I thought it was going to cost more money. And that's why I say, like, everything is priced different based on where you live around the country, which is sad. That stuff isn't just one price and that's it. Tiffany talking about, guess what? I'm penning. Lots of pens. I'm in Oregon right now visiting my sister and dad. Oh, that's fun. Have a nice visit with them, Teresa. That is too cool. Angela, Eric Peekaboo, you're going to have to get your foundation license revoked. Hey, you doing a Zoom? She's asking if you're doing a Zoom. We need a quilters union to control price gouging. You got that right. I think the problem with quilters is that we won't not buy. We won't say, because I don't feel like sewing machines should cost $20,000 for you to embroider. And that was before the pandemic. So I think if we stop buying it, then they'll get some sense. But I'm not buying another machine like new. I'm not doing it. I'll make sure that featherweight has been working since 1951 or 2. Mine is, I think 61 or 2. I can't remember. I have to look it up again. If it's been working that long, I think I'll use that for the rest of my life. Just won't have any machine embroidery. But I am refusing to pay that kind of money for an embroidery machine. I'm not gonna do it. I thought 5,000 was a lot. No, this one was 9,000, 8 or 9,000. It's the first Elysimo. I think it was 8,000, and they just kept going up from there. They came out with the Elysimo 2. I think it got up to 9,000, 10,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's ridiculous. I'm not doing it. I'm not buying another machine like that. If it can't be repaired, it's the end of its life. I can't do it anymore. Sin says, don't know why I'm so tired lately. Gonna kick it for now. Nighty night, T and everyone. Good night, Sin. Thank you so much for coming in. I see 89 thumbs up, but we have much more people. Come on, we can do some. That's nice. That's a pretty good number percentage. Right, and that's what I did, Tiffany. Instead of buying a new embroidery machine, I bought my long arm instead. I said, these people have lost their ever-loving mind. When they start raising them prices up like that. And I was waiting to get my long arm, and then those prices kept going up. I go, girl, you better go and buy it if you're going to buy it, because you're going to get to the point where you won't buy that. So I went ahead and bought it. But right now, I'm not in the market to I had always said I wanted to buy a Bernina. And I would like to one day have a Foff, but I don't even mind if I get an old Foff off of Facebook Marketplace at some point, but I'm in no hurry for that at all. I'm not even looking. I don't need another sewing machine. It's ridiculous how many sewing machines I got. It's ridiculous. That's the only other brand that I want to get. And I guess, like Foff, Janome, I don't have any of those, but I don't need them either. It's just that I want one to sew on just to test out, their capabilities. And I guess if I was to get a machine, if I was buying a machine, I probably would get an industrial machine over anything. But I don't need that either. Look, I got a drop of oil or something on this one. Don't know where that come from. Maybe it was some oil in the spray starch or something. But that's all I did. I didn't have anything wet on my cutting surface. Bonita says, we are all in need of prayer. I'm reminded of one quick one. May the Lord watch between you and me while from another. Amen. Yes, we all do. And Darcy says $8,000. Wow, yeah, it's ridiculous. And I didn't buy this one new. I bought it. My girlfriend passed. I still got her name down here. Have very close friend. She passed. And I helped her family sell her estate. And so I went on eBay and got all the prices that they were selling machines for from the stores that sell on eBay. So I sold her Tin Lizzie. She had a Bernina. And she had this Elissimo. Because I used this machine and my Singer. Those were my two embroidery machines. And then when she passed, I wanted one of her machines. And at first I was going to get the Tin Lizzie because it was a long arm. And then I decided, you know what? I really don't want a Tin Lizzie long arm. So I ended up taking the Elissimo embroidery machine. And that was because this machine, my Singer was, you needed to have the card reader. This one takes a floppy disk. We talked about that before. It takes a floppy disk, but at least I got the tools to run the floppy disk with. It's just ran through an external disk reader, and it uses USB. So I can still utilize it at least. The Singer, it's difficult to use it for embroidery now. If it's not inside the machine, a design already in the machine, it's just difficult. So this is the last one for this set of fabrics. So yeah, but I'm not buying. I don't care. I got a lot of embroidery designs too that I bought. I used to be in Anita Good Design All Access Club. I did that as a quick way to get a lot of designs because they are great digitizers. So I joined them, and then Embroidery Library has great designs too that are reasonably priced. So I got that, and of course I got a lot of free stuff. But a lot of times when you get stuff off of little home designer free sites, you kind of get what you pay for. So if it costs you nothing, you know, you might have some issues with some of them. Some of them are good and some of them are not. So I did a lot of that stuff while I was working because I could had the disposable cash to do so. I haven't bought I bought like the embroidery designs when they're on the clearance section or something like that. But I don't need another one. I don't even need the ones I got. Is this? Yeah, I supposed to have put this over here a long time ago, wasn't it? I forgot I had sold that one. Just trying to keep them together because I got paper on them telling me which fabric position it goes in. But I only got it on one piece. I didn't see anybody post their websites. I did say that if you all had a YouTube channel, you could post your YouTube channel homepage if you wanted to. When I buy a machine, it has to be at least 60 years old. That's so. Well, you like Kevin. Y'all like antiques machines. Craft with Love says, my husband said he just can't believe how much these sewing machines cost. Yep. It's ridiculous, said T. Go away, Virgie. Angela says, I got brother Serger, embroidery, workhorse P51 1500 and the runway. And that's all the cash I got for machines. Tiffany says, my next one will be an industrial. I was just telling somebody that I had bought, when I first started sewing in 1986, I bought the Burnett Serger. And that's Bernina's lower sister model machines, the Burnett's. And I bought it, my first serger. You know, I still got that serger, and it works just fine. It just don't have all those new up-to-date features. I can do a roll hem and the regular chain stitch, and that's about all I use to do on the machine anyway. So it worked just fine. I am not buying a new serger. T, you are not by yourself on that one. That's craft. Yep. I bet I beat you on the number of machines, laughing out loud. That's funny. T, what model of FOF are you interested in? No, I don't know what I'm interested in. It's just that I just think that they're great machines. I see some of the older models. People, Jennifer has one in my quilt group, and she loves her FOF. So it sews really nice, and it sounds good. But I'm not looking for anything. I haven't even taken a look at them. But if I get one, it would be an older model FOF. Remo says, I call my group of prayer warriors. 20 members of my husband's family has the Delta. Got it from a cousin that had a fake card. Oh my God. He is in ICU. His wife called to tell my husband, her husband's dad. Okay. Yeah, I don't even understand people get the fake card because I heard you can go online and download it and fill your own out or something. I don't know. But you can't fool yourself and you can't fool God. That's for sure. What's the point? Just so you can travel? And see, Labor Day was supposed to be at my house. I still ain't let my family in. Because I don't know if these youngsters done been vaccinated. So I normally do Labor Day and Christmas. And so they haven't been in 2020 and they have not been, they did ask me, was I going to do it? And I said, I thought about it because I felt bad, but I was like, nope, not going to do it. Because I realized as I was making the decision, I started asking too many questions. I was asking my mom questions. I was asking my niece questions. And I go, if you asking all these questions, you need to just say you're not going to do it. I did tell them that if anybody decided to do it, I would give them some food to cook. I'll buy you some food. But I'm not doing it. Don't come to my house. I need to start. I want to buy me a new porch umbrella and table thing. I need to be looking for that to see if they're going on sale now. That's what I need to do. Need to be trying to look at Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff. And whoever else has one for a good price. I just love these fabrics. They so pretty. The colors are just so pretty. They're so soothing. I got all of my pinks, purple, oranges, yellow in one group, and then the blues and greens are in a different group. So these are my brights because I needed 7 of each kind. 7. I'm saying 7 brights and 7 darks. That's just me saying that. The pattern doesn't say that. I just split my fabrics up that way. So purple, instead of it going to the dark side, ended up coming to the light side. Because I had a lot of blues and greens. So I really love these fabrics. I would not buy another new sewing machine for what I do or find. Yeah, because I'm most, like I said, I got a machine for piecing. I can piece on any machine. Eric, is there a Zoom tomorrow from Remo? T says, this time around seems much different. People are appearing in ER much sicker. Wow. And see, I figured since they were vaccinated, they wouldn't be as bad. Goodness gracious. Angela says, I guess I'll go check into digital printing a long arm machine someday. You got that right. We got to make one for Kevin. We need to get one of those little digital printers that can make anything. Beth says, I refuse to buy another machine new. The prices are outlandish. It's ridiculous. And people, you see so many people go in there and they come out with a new machine in 5 years. They got a machine that's 5 years old. They spent $16,000 to $20,000 for it. Just paid it off on the zero interest sewing machine plans they give you. And then you go buy and get the next upgrade. It's ridiculous. Now, I do buy new cars, and people tell you not to buy used cars. But I buy new cars because I want to know how my car has been serviced. But I drive my cars for 13 to 15 years. So I get my money's worth out of the car. But I do buy new cars. That's the only thing I'll be buying new. Other than that, I'm not doing it. And the only reason I don't buy, I just feel like the used cars, they're always lying. They know what's wrong with the cars, but they won't tell you. And then I don't want to buy a used car and need a motor or something, you know. So, Stephanie says, I done with buying machines. They're getting way too expensive. Went to an embroidery class last week, and I be dang on 3 machines sold and accessories sold 15,000. That's what I'm saying. It's like, and they do it like it ain't nothing. They have events here, and it's like they have brainwashed people. And I'm just sitting up there looking at them. It's like they pull out all of this stuff that you need to do machine embroider that you don't need half of it. Or they'll tell you that this particular brand of stabilizer is the best. If you're not using it, your stuff is just it's not gonna be as perfect as it could be, and blah blah blah. And it's like, it's a water soluble stabilizer. You can get it any brand. If you already got some at home, you definitely don't need to be buying any today. But yeah, it's like they get brainwashed. Now, if you're interested in buying something and you know that they're going to have it on sale on that event, then that's different. It's not like you're going to, it's a big deal. But $15,000 for a machine, that's ridiculous. They're not getting my money. I got that Gamma. That's the last money they getting out of me for a sewing machine. And the last one I had bought new was my Singer XL 1000. I had bought it new. This was used too. But I bought my Singer XL 1000 new. It was $1,500, and then I had to pay $1,000 for the embroidery unit and the stuff that went with it, the embroidery card reader, stuff like that. So let's just say it was $2,500 for an embroidery machine. Now you want $15,000 and $20,000? No. And I'm sure that $15,000 was a deal, and they threw in some stuff. So that wasn't even regular price. That's what I'm saying. That's a long arm machine. That's exactly what I went and bought. I said, I can buy a long arm for that. I don't remember if Deborah Quilts is in here. She was the one that bought my Karen. She was also Karen's friend. She bought the Tin Lizzie machine. Mario says, if you saw the prices in Canada, you would faint. I know, for 1 yard of fabric, I'd be sewing. I'd be stealing people's clothes out the laundromat trying to sew them into quilts. Because I can't even afford 1 yard of fabric in Canada. Goodness gracious. And it is I don't know why it's expensive to ship to China. I just don't get it when it's right over the border. I don't get it. It should not cost that much just because it had to cross a border that's connected. It's not even like a boat had to be involved. Cut this piece off so I'll be ready to go. I'm behind on comments again, aren't I? Thank you. My dad had a rough week. Third surgery beat him. Oh my gosh. I hope he's feeling better soon, Rose, and you can go home. I know you didn't think he was going to be away from home this long. Robin says, yes, that's why I drove to St. Louis to get a used machine. Yes. Mm-hmm. And you got a great deal on that because I thought it was this machine that they had that price on. And when I realized, I said, no, that's the different one. She got the Baby Lock Elegante, which is the model under this one. It's really cool. It's a good machine too. It's just that they started making stuff that wouldn't fit on the Elegante. This one was supposed to be Baby Lock's last machine, you know. That's how they advertised it when it first came out, you know. Then I drove to Iowa for a 6-needle, both through marketplaces. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what you got to do. Buying stuff new. Good night, Mario. He says, I need to go. Hugs to everyone. He's probably long gone, but good night. Oh my gosh, it's 10:11. I'm just on here just talking and a sewing. Oh my gosh. Sue says, my first computerized machine was the FA 1471. Still love the machine. Bought it used in 1988. Big fines for fake cards. That's what Connie says. Remo says, he just had a rough week. Cancer is too much. Yes. And she says, prayers for Remo and all the Teaquilters from Robin. Thank you so much. Sandra Agresser says, good evening, Tea and Quilters. Had a small family event. It was nice, but I was ready to come get on with you all. Hi, Sandra. People still sending their prayers to Remo and her father. Prayers going up for everyone that's on and was on tonight from Stephanie. The fabrics are pretty. What pattern are you making? Sorry if I didn't have your. I don't have it in here. I'll have it as I get closer to doing it. I'll make sure I show it to you next time. I don't have it in here. I had cut this at my long arm area, so it's sitting out there. All I'm doing is just, I got some rectangles and I'm just sewing strips to the side. It was, I forget the lady's first name, but her last name is Jackman. I showed you all a pattern when I did the haul stuff from Iowa. It's a pattern I just recently bought, so I don't know her name. The only reason I remember her last name is because it's the same name as the quilt shop we have here in St. Louis, but I definitely can't remember her first name. Thank you, Sandra, saying she hit the thumbs up. Jean says, I have a friend that her father-in-law is in the hospital with COVID. He's 91. Please pray for him. Yes, pray for all the tea quilters and their families and friends. They're laughing out loud. I want a real one. That's Kevin. He talking about that long arm machine. You know you were getting you a little mini made long arm. That's all you're getting for your birthday. And that might cost me a pretty penny. Let alone a new one. Gonna tell me that he gives me about, I'm going to say maybe 10 yards of fabric for my birthday. He tells me, for my birthday, I want a long arm. It's like, yeah, right. Let me give you these 10 yards of fabric back. That was in the sales section, okay? Plus, you had to buy all that fabric because you lost the contest, a challenge we had. I'm going to get Kevin stirred up. What is Kevin working on tonight? The pink and orange looks like sherbet. Yes, it does, Connie. Hi, Regina Connor. She says, preach, Miss T. Deborah Quilt says, yes, I'm here. I couldn't remember if I read your name earlier or not. And so I wasn't sure if you were here, but she needs to figure out what's going on with the Tin Lizzie. She's moved it and hasn't used it. And she said when she went to sew the tension, she got to figure out how to get the tension back together. So she moved it. What I mean is she just rolled it to a different side of her room. It wasn't like she took it apart and put it back together. But she hadn't used it for a while and went to sew on it, and the tension is so out of whack. She can't figure it out. So you need to figure that out at some point. Craft with Love says, thanks, T. You keep it real. These companies will try their best to get every little penny of your money. Yep. All you got to do is something in the hardware section. All of a sudden, quilters buy it, and then they rename it into something else, and then it costs $50. Remember the things you put in your shower stalls to keep you from, if you didn't have a handicapped shower, you could just stick the little silicone cups to your shower walls. Yeah, they like $4 or less in the hardware store, and then all of a sudden, quilters start using them. They wanted $50 because it's purple. It's like, please. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I have 2 fobs, Viking Ruby Singers on. Just getting ready to trade one in to get the 770 QE Plus. And that's what my machine, well, the Plus has a bigger screen on it. And so my machine will technically do everything that the Plus will do with the upgrade, but it doesn't have the big screen. Angela says, if I get a windfall, I'm going to make me a Soas Laboratories like Kevin's. You got that right. I want, this is what I want. But I don't want to be a storefront. I want to just get a building and just a place where we can sew, have meetings and stuff. But I don't want to spend a whole lot of money. That's all I want to do. I want to buy a whole lot of folding chairs, some tables, and things like that, and have like quilt events in it. So it's not like it's going to be open every day to be a major storefront. And so I'm trying to see what that would cost. That's what I want. That's my dream. Then people like guild meetings, when you want to have something, you don't have to worry about where can you meet. You got your own place. We need more places like that so we can control when we're going to be open and closed and stuff. So Craft with Love says, T, your friend that passed, did she know that you was going to get one of her machines? I asked because then she would know it well been taken care of. No, the friend that I got this machine from, she did not know. She was not even intending on passing. As a matter of fact, her husband was the sick one, and we thought he was going to pass before her. So no, but she was very meticulous with her machine. She was like Tiffany. She took everything apart and did it herself. Me, I just send mine in. I can be doing something else. But she meticulously cleaned and took care of all of her stuff. Her room was always neat and clean. for the productivity that she put out. It was amazing to me that her stuff was always clean. She cleaned between every project. But that's not me. Eric says, okay, something wrong with my phone, so I had to crank up the computer. People been asking Eric if there's going to be a Zoom tomorrow. I don't know if you've answered yet or not. I'm just on here, y'all. I'm going to sow my stack here. If you all want to leave, you can go. But I'm just yakking. I was up all night, had good naps during the day, so I'm ready to go. I'm laying in bed and not falling asleep. And then I watched the whole season 3 of Virgin River in one day. Between, cooking, cleaning, and whatever, I was up all night. So once nightfall hit, if I'm not sewing, I'm not doing anything else around the house other than watching television if I'm not sewing. So I refuse to mop or do something like that in the middle of the night. I'm like, that's my time. I do that during the regular hours. I think these are all done. Just got a big old press party when I start back up, right? I will press my my squares, and I need to lay those out. Hopefully I'll do that. Kevin says the Tessa quilt by Erica Jackman is the quilt you're working on, Miss T. Thank you, Kevin. Sue says, good night, guys. Got work tomorrow. Good night, Sue. Thank you so much. I'm sure she's gone. I'm 6 minutes behind in the chats. And then, see, here go Kevin. I did not lose, and you know it, girl. I got fabric, though. Prayers for everyone tonight and all the family members in need of it. God bless you all. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you, Darcy. Oh, okay. She says I missed her. Sorry about that, Deborah. When I was doing the welcomes, I missed hers. Marty Perry says hi to everyone. Hi to you as well. Welcome to the chat. A lot of people are giving out prayers. Eric says, just like rotary blades, they cost $4 at the hardware store, 30s at Joann's. Yes, because I haven't bought a regular 45 millimeter blade, and I wish Harbor Freight would get the 60 millimeters because they never see me for blades after that. Because for $4, I don't mind replacing them and getting rid of them at that rate. T, you want a retreat center? Kevin and I do want a retreat center. We have talked about that, but we need too much money for that. But I will take a building where members, on the days where you say you are a sewer that you live alone, you have no friends. Most quilters are getting up in age. I just want a place where quilters can come and sew, just a drop in certain days that I have it open, and then they can just drop in and sew. I don't even have to stay, stay there with them, because it's just going to be tables and chairs for the most part that's going to be in here, and I might have design walls up, stuff like that. Some decorations on the wall, but basically it's just going to be a room for quilters to use, or people that do crafting. It doesn't even have to just be quilters, but I wouldn't do any painting. I don't want stuff messed up that I got to pay for. But that's kind of what I'm looking for, Eric. And Gwen says, yes, T, that would be great. Or maybe a sewing event center. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. You can do all kinds of things with tables and chairs. You can put tablecloths on them and dress them up. You can have a retreat conference where people can be served dinner that can be brought in from the outside. And if it was an ideal place, I would also make sure it had a full functioning kitchen, because my sister loves to cook and she could run a kitchen out of the back. You are so right with event space. Yes. We just don't have that luxury here in Missouri. We can drop into some quilt shops, but it's still not the same as, you feel like you're more pressured to buy and stuff like that. And I'm not selling anything like, like fabrics. You got to buy this fabric in order to be in here. Some of the quilt shops are like that. If you don't buy the fabric for the class, then you can't take the class or use that fabric in the class. It's sometimes it gets real crazy here in this area. Marty says, I clean my sewing room once a week. I can't say the same thing about my home. Laughing out loud. Now, my stuff, it goes until I can't function anymore. And it's still, I have been pulling out so much stuff because I'm reorganizing and I was getting rid of stuff. I think I've gotten rid of all the stuff I want to get rid of at this point. I now just need to organize the stuff because when you pull stuff out and you start packing other stuff into that space, I got stuff that's just out that needs to be sorted into the other spaces. And a lot of it is fabric that I got to wrap. Some of it, and it's different types of fabric. Like it might be yardage fabrics, it might be strings, it might be just regular scraps that need to be sorted by color to go back into their color bin. So it's that kind of stuff that takes time because you got to touch every piece of fabric. And then sometimes I get frustrated and I go, I'm getting rid of this. I get overwhelmed sometimes. He says he wasn't planning a Zoom tomorrow since it's Labor Day weekend, but if people want one, we can. Was planning for next Sunday. We can do next Sunday. I don't know what people are saying, but we can do next Sunday because people said the last holiday they were going to come in. It was Mother's Day, I think, and they didn't show up. So I have those 2 suction cups, and I got them off the thrift store, and they are for the rulers. They cost like $125 each. Yep. Because they were just a one little single suction if you wanted to put it on a regular ruler, but it was a double suction if you need it on a long ruler. You got fabric because you are so darn cute, laughing out loud. That was Kevin. Tiffany says, oh man, I seriously, I am. Just what I just accomplished was super hard. That's pretty cool. And Deborah saying that she will show up if he have it tomorrow. Oh, okay. So people, like he said, what they want is a crafting sewing studio. We have those in Los Angeles, but they are geared towards fashion designers. But I know some quilters rent them at times. Yeah. And it's not like I'm even trying to, that's why I was trying to just find some place that the lease would be cheap. But anytime you start going into retail space, there is no cheap lease because they're all expensive. But if I can find something that would rent me something for $900 or less a month, I probably would go for it. If I could find something like that was decent space for like 20 tables, I would go for it. And then Connie says you would have to have insurance to go on. Yes, anytime you have a business, you're going to have insurance. Zoom is next Sunday, not tomorrow. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Angela Stinger rule, no Zoom in holiday season. But the people said that it was, because we do the Zoom late. When we did it before, they said they were come because we were doing the Zoom late on Mother's Day. And Eric had it. And then he ended up having two in a row. I don't think we had a lot of attendance the second week. So, but we'll see. Zooms are fun, though. Some people can be intimidated because they're seen on the Zoom, but we all have a good time. Eric might scare people off asking all those hard questions. Like, what would we do? pen's coming out. Need this pen for my marker. My fabric marker. One, two, three. Still got 7 more to go. I don't even know if I got enough pieces. 1, 2. Seems like I got plenty. Now I'm wondering if it's something that I dropped somewhere, because I sure got some extra pieces. I'll worry about it at the end. Then I'll be tearing the whole house up trying to find a piece. I don't know. I might end up stopping working on it. These is boring now. Boring. Just sewing the sashing. Putting the quilt together is a lot more fun. Thank you, Regina. She says, from your mouth to God's ears, your quilting studio is done. Exactly. Eric says, I was looking at a 14 by 14 foot studio space and they were asking $1,200 a month. Good Lord. See, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to business stuff, the prices just go ridiculous. But I was hoping like, I don't want to be like in a too dilapidated like shopping center, but I want one where it's hard for them to rent, and then maybe they got lower rent rates or something. I don't know. But I don't want to be in one that's got rats and stuff like that, bugs and stuff. So. And Tiffany says, crazy, Eric, may as well rent a bigger house. You got that right. He may as well take his monthly rent for a 14-foot space, square foot space, and his rent money put together. You can get you a big space to have both then. But California is going to be the highest price to do something like that. Rents in LA are crazy. Yep. I enjoyed Zoom. My sister 911 me the last time. I'm thinking someone died. She wanted to know what type of and what I like to drink. That is funny. Type of water. Yeah, see, I'm funny about water. I have a particular brand of bottled water that I like, and I just tolerate the other ones. He says if this wasn't even a retail space, it was a cubicle in a larger warehouse. And see, I'm concerned about like warehouses because now that I've been to Franz, they had a warehouse that wasn't even didn't even have AC in it. It's like, good Lord. I'm at the bottom of the chat. What about renting room in a community center? The problem with most community centers and even the libraries is that you cannot have an event where you're making sales. They don't allow that in most of those here. So if you're doing anything with sales, then they won't allow you to have it. And then the problem is community centers, some of ours are still closed down as well. And even if, I could even still like make it so that if every person has their own table, you've got your 6 foot right there. So it's not even like I'm trying to go against the pandemic stuff. It's just that I think even before all of this, it's hard for quilters here. And I don't know about other areas, but it's just hard for us here to have stuff. And then when you start trying to rent event space to do like quilt shows and all of that, the prices are ridiculous. They act like we are a regular business. It's like we don't have that kind of money. And if people don't show up for your show, you really are messed up. But our guild we're considered a small guild. We just try to break even with our quilt show, just so that it pays for itself. We don't really make a whole lot of money, and part of that making money is making a raffle quilt to sell tickets for the drawing. That helps with the cost of the quilt show. So they ask each member to sell a minimum of 20 tickets, or 25 tickets actually. But yep, it's hard. And the whole point of being an artist is trying to have your work on display somewhere. And that's the whole purpose of a quilt show. It's not for people that want to enter into a juried show. It's for those people that are our regular day quilters who work hard and do a fantastic job, but are not interested in doing, entering into juried shows. It's a nice place to see your art hanging somewhere. You got to pay $5,000 for the standards to hold the quilts. You got to pay about $4,000 for the place to have it. Then you got to have your insurance. Then you got to have all the supplies that go with that. So it's a lot. If you don't have tables, you have to pay to rent the tables for your booth, people that are in the booths and all of that. And we don't even charge high prices for the booth because we want people to come so that there are some vendors. We don't even go crazy with the vendors. So and then Stephanie says, and with some facilities, you can't leave your personal items there if you're doing the community thing. And then you're not going to be able to rent it every day at the same time because somebody else is going to want it. Saturdays are prime time, and that's when everybody is off work. And that's what's always been crazy to me. Like, why are quilt shops only open from like 10 to 1 or something on Saturdays? It's like everybody work during the week can't come to the shop from 9 to 5. And then on Saturdays, they only got 3 hours they can shop. So that should be the day you're open the longest, is on a Saturday. Because you got people that have been working that haven't been able to come to the quilt shop. So well, maybe look for an abandoned church. Plenty of room, plenty of blessings. You got that right. Plenty of money. But I think I'm almost thinking that I'm going to have to start knocking on these church doors. But see, the problem with most churches is that you have to be a member. You have to be a member in order to rent their space. So I thought of old church, old garage. That's nice, Connie. I will buy a ticket whenever. Just let me know. That's Connie for the quilt guild. I quilted the quilt. I showed it to y'all in a video, but I can't remember what month it was this year. I quilted our raffle quilt for the guild. I saw it we had a guild meeting last in August, and we're gonna have one this month, and then we won't have one again because the church we are having it at only allowed us to do 2 meetings there. Because again, you got to have people that are members, and the girl who's a member is the ex-president. She's the outgoing president, and she doesn't want to be responsible because she's done it for 3 years now because of COVID, but she doesn't want to be responsible for having the key because she's a educator, a pharmacist. She's a doctorate of pharmacy, and she teaches at the university. And sometimes she's late getting to guild meetings, so she's been pushing it to get to meetings for 2 years before COVID came, and so she doesn't, want to continue to be responsible for opening up, and she can't give the key to somebody else because nobody else there is a member. So that's just how it be. It's hard out here in these streets trying to do some fun stuff. If I had a quilt shop, I would open at noon and close at 9 p.m. That's Eric Oda. Yep. Because by the time you get home and start sewing and then you realize you forgot something, yes, you're like, I got to go get this. And now when you run out, it's too late. So that way you give people time to get their kids out of daycare, give people time to go cook food. Then they start sewing and realize they missed something, then they can go to the store and get it. Those are great hours. That way you don't even have to get up and go to work early. And if you didn't want to be there, you can hire a part-time employee and make them work the 3 hours in the morning. See, everything is crazy. That's Virgie, yes? If I had a shop, it would be open 24/7. Come on in. Tiffany says, I did 3 quilts for a boutique last show, and they sold right away. I like those hours, Eric. One of my local shops is only open 4 days a week and at odd hours and no Saturdays. And that's what took me a long time to get the information for the patterns, because the shop is only open on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Yeah. I don't know if these are COVID hours or was just the hours period. But I'm like, okay. Not a garage, a Grange building. I don't think there are as many Granges anymore. If it's meant to be, you will stumble upon a place. Yes, that's Connie. She says a Grange. I said a garage. Sorry about that. Actually, most craft shops in LA have those hours because they know customers have to deal with traffic. Yes. And Stephanie says even better hours at Virgie. 24/7. Let me cut my stack. I'm almost finished with the rectangles, the long rectangles. I still got more other pieces that needs material, but I thought I'd get these longest ones out the way. So I was gonna quit and not finish it, but I'm like, go ahead and get it done, and I can call it a day, because I am bored with this. And that's because I'm not putting anything together yet. It was a lot of cutting. And you're supposed to like strip piece and then cut from the strip pieces. But then you had all the waste at the end that I didn't want to have. So I just cut my pieces to size. Plus, if I'm in here sewing with you all, I can't go and cross cut my strip. So now my stuff is ready to go. I've done 2 steps in one. And I saved fabric. I used a lot less fabric than what they said for the sashing by me doing it this way. Bonita says, I appreciate you staying. Good. Connie says, good night all. Have a nice tomorrow. Good night, Connie. Thank you so much for participating in the chat tonight. Remo says, born with electric and plumbing. It better have a concrete floor underneath it. Most of them do, but some may not. But yeah, I'm trying to find something that's kind of like close in my neighborhood. But like I said, if I can find something, I don't know. If maybe I have to sell something to try to make the rent or something. But I am gonna start inquiring about what a lease is. I can always call and ask, right? It doesn't mean I have to do it. And maybe I might do like Eric's place where he said I can rent people what is it? Like when we go to the quilt bending things, I think they rent you a 10-foot space. So I can rent people a 10-foot space and have them pay part of the rent. You know, like people that are entrepreneurs that don't want to set up a business address or something like that. Maybe I could do something like that. I don't know. But I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to start asking about prices just so I know what I'm looking at. And then go from there. But that's what I really want to do. I wish I had my long arm in there as well. But I don't think I would be able to put my long arm in there and then sleep at night because I quilt in the middle of the night. I have to buy another long arm. Otherwise, I would never be at home. Extended live. That's Bonita. Virgil says, maybe it's better the shops are restricted hours. Can you imagine quilters running around in the middle of the night looking for fabric? Yeah, they have. We'll be having curlers in our hair, pajamas on, everything. That's what I'm dressed for now. I washed my hair today and I wanted it to dry before I put the twist in. So I'm just gonna it's probably too dry now, but I'll spray a little stuff on it, put some moisturizer on it before I do my twist. But I didn't want to do them while I was totally wet. So yeah, that's why I'm looking like this. Wash day is a process, and then you got to have your hands over your head long periods of time. So close that. How many more of these things do I have? Okay, just these 3, and I'll be done. Just 3. Tiffany says, studies say people spend more money at night, so nighttime quilt shop will make more money. Yes, because people are up spending money. That's why the shopping networks. That's why they own 24/7. People up in the middle of the night talking about they can't sleep and just buying stuff. They buying so much stuff they don't forget what they ordered. Don't even remember when it come. They surprised. But I knew I was looking for 2 more boxes, and then I forgot all about the patterns that were coming. So, and once the lady got into the office, because I left a message on the shop's answering machine, she was really sweet and called me back. But it was like, lady, you don't open till Thursday. It's like you're gonna lose money. But she called me right away because she called me like early too. Matter of fact, I was asleep. I didn't even answer the phone when she called on my cell phone because I have it on silence. And then I had just so happened I left my house number and she called me on the house number like an hour later when I didn't call her back. So she handled her business once she got the message though, and she was really nice. So I think this is my last piece. I got this piece here I can sew. Sorta, kinda. One of those pieces you don't sew to the end. So, and I can show you a little bit of it for the people that are still hanging around. You'll get a special treat. And then I'm going to have to cut my thread anyway. I don't normally cut my thread on this machine because I don't have to oil it like I do the Bernina. But I'm going to be winding bobbins because I have none left. Other than the one that's in the machine. And I don't operate like that. So I'm going to cut this thread. Oops, I could have put one here too, huh? Talking about a pen. Okay. Let's get this put up. One. And I'll take all of this stuff to my big board and press it in there tomorrow. So I don't have to worry about all of that. This little space back here. Oh, this is what I just did. But I didn't raise the presser foot. I'm thinking this is my Bernina that cuts and raises the foot. This one does it too, but not this. It's a little antiquated. I don't even know I forget what year this machine was made. I need to look it up. Look in the books and see if the books have it. I've had it for a while. I'm just pressing this with the wooden iron so you can see it. So you got to do a whole lot of imagination. This is going to be squared off. So this is a diagonal row. This is going to be squared off into a point in a corner here on this fabric. And so this is just one part of it. So it's going to have a whole lot of stuff that needs to be squared off once it's all put together. But this is just how some of the fabrics are looking. And that's what I'm saying. It's not like my hard colored jewel tones. It's more of a pastel. And I do like that. I do like those quilts. I just don't tend to make them often on my own. So. Looks cute. I'm trying to make sure my greens are lined up, and they are. Because I just lined that up to the center. She doesn't. Sometimes she has very good graphics. But she doesn't do graphics per step. She just do graphics per the whole quilt. At least on this pattern. And it looks pretty, so I thought she was a great pattern designer. This pattern and the pattern that Kevin and I are going to be using is not from her. It's from somebody else. But they miss a whole lot of steps. And when I write patterns, I am so intent on telling you what to do and showing you a picture of it at the same time. Because people learn differently. But, yeah. We can just leave this here. Cut this off. I got extra pieces, so I don't know if I didn't cut enough or what. But I'll put it in the... I'm using my Charlotte Sometimes container. Sometimes I double up projects. And I know this one's not going to be in here super long. Put those up so I don't lose them. We know where they are. Everybody knows where they are. The secret place. Will be pretty when done. That's June. Thank you. Regina says beautiful colors. Tiffany says cute. Benita says very nice. Teresa says a 24/7 quilt shop would be divine and dangerous. You got that right. Can you imagine husbands waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and they significant others or whatever gone, or even anybody, partners. You wake up and your partner gone, and you hoping they left a note, something. You think somebody came and took them middle of the night. Remo says, come on, thumbs up. Oh, you're so sweet. I don't know how many thumbs up I have because I can't see them. I see 89. No, I see 90 people with, I can't see the number. It's got 99 thumbs up, but I know we had over 100 in here at some point, so. Stephanie's in the shopping. She said, I'm shopping right now, laughing out loud. That is too funny. Offer your pound cake and everyone would show up and shop till we drop. And that's what my sister, she cooks all kinds of stuff. Like she cooks regular foods like lasagnas and chicken and fish and blah, blah, blah. But she also cooks the weird stuff like tripe and snoop, the stuff that people don't want to cook because they harder to cook or a longer process. And then you got to do more prep work to have it. And you just want one sandwich. She makes that kind of stuff. So when you got food, people will come too. So I used to have her like, I'd say once a quarter or something in my scrap club, I would have my sister do catered plates. She would charge $10 for a plate. Sometimes I would bring the dessert, bring the pound cake or something like that. And she was just charging $10 a plate, and she would have a drink with it as well. And they were eating that up. And then my sister, my family anyway, is just generous with food. And it was really enough food for 2 meals. So people got to eat too. Love the colors from Quilty Graham. Thank you. Love the colors, Teresa. Eric said, people learn differently, girl. Did I learn that the hard way? You so funny. Yes, and while I'm teaching, I'm very cognitive of that. I show people what to do. I tell people what to I tell people what to do, and then I also have it on the display board so you can see it. So, and you still gonna have somebody. You can tell somebody and show somebody something how to make a 4-patch, and they'll have 3 patches in one row and 1 patch in the bottom row by itself. People see things and perceive things totally different. I'm just telling you what I know from teaching, and it's like, where on the board does my piece look like that? But they swear they did exactly what I told them, or showed them to do. See, it's like that up there. And I'm like, no, it isn't, but okay. And you can't argue with people when you're the instructor. You got to just figure out how you're going to communicate better to get them to understand what it is that they need to do so that they're successful. Because my one thing is I hate to send somebody home feeling like they can't finish a project. Virgie says, how about a quilt shop, convention center for retreats, and a restaurant with all kinds of food 24/7? Right, exactly. And that's what I really want. I want to get like a place that you would rent to have parties. That's what I really want. But I know that's going to cost a lot of money because it's going to be super huge. But I would like a place that can be rented out for family reunion events, anything like that. And then we could also use it for quilting. That's what I really want, but I'm now just saying I'll take a 20-foot by 15 or just so we can have some quilting events, even if it's on a smaller scale. Wait, I missed something. What happened to Bernina? That's Eric. Judy says it's in the shop service. Yep. And Eric talking about, need I remind you of my mother's paperclip incident? Exactly. People hear and think and do things totally different, and you're like, okay, I got it up there. I'm telling you, it's in the pattern. They just don't get it. So, Quilty Graham says, good night, all. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend. Have to put grandbabies to bed. Good night. Thank you so much for participating tonight. I appreciate that. So, yes. So, I am done sewing for today just because I'm just sewing sashings onto. I don't know. I just did 60 or so now, and I got even more to do, but they're smaller pieces. So I'll be doing that for a while. So it'll be a boring task. But once I get that done, then it's be fun pulling the colors to do my rows. And what you all see here, you don't even know what the pattern looks like just by looking at this one section, because the only way you can tell what this pattern look like is by looking at the lime green. It's actually going to be a row of lime green going like that. So it's going to be a totally different, it's kind of like a weaving design. So, yep. So that's what's going to be happening with that. This is just an extra piece already pressed. So, Eric says, okay, back to cleaning the sewing room. Good night, Teaquilters. Good night, Eric. Thank you so much for coming in, chatting with us. Tiffany says, I have more filming to do, but I am enjoying listening, watching UT. Tiffany, we know you're going to be up all night, because if I go to the machine and start checking comments or something, I'm doing that in 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning here, and Tiffany is still up messing around. I'm responding to her comments. She responding back to me. Remo says, good night, everyone. So Robin says, I finished cleaning and putting on a border on a table runner. That's pretty cool. So I have quilted the Evening Star block swap quilt. I got it quilted. I need to work on the binding and make a quilt label for that. So I do have it one step completed. That's better than last year's, where the blocks are still just sitting there. So, Stephanie congratulating herself. Well done shopping. Time to say good night. Must get up in a couple of hours. Good night, Stephanie. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you had fun shopping online. Tiffany says, I'm typically getting up till 3 a.m. to 4, sometimes 5 my time. Girl, you know I have not been sleeping at all. I'm up to like 7 a.m. the last couple of nights, and then I'm ready to go to bed. But then I got meetings at 11 or 12. And so then I might get an hour sleep. I was so sleepy this morning, I had to get up at, I got up at 8 o'clock. I should have got up at 7:30. And then I went to the dentist, and they weren't even open. Don't change their hours. I was just trying to go talk to somebody up there, and I didn't know that they had closed their Saturday hours. So I have to go back on Tuesday or Wednesday or something, because it's just better to go talk to some places in person, because sometimes they can act a little difficult on the phone. So not usually sewing at those times. Okay, so she's not usually sewing. I can be sewing. I have my long arm going sometimes. My husband say, I asked him if he hear it, if it bothers him, because I can hear it in the bedroom, and he says it don't bother him. I said, oh, okay. So I run that machine in a heartbeat. Same here. Was up all night last night, so I started sewing as soon as Scott went to the gym at 4 a.m. Yeah. And Judy says, I started back to work on the 23rd, and I have to be at work by 6, and I am half hour to 45 minutes away from work. And that's my commute, too. I had like a 40-minute commute if I did the speed limit. And but when it snowed or rained or something, it could be up to 2 hours. I was so glad that when I was able to retire from that job. Good night, brother. He says, good night, everyone. Stay safe. I think mom is asleep by now. She was supposed to come back on the live. She said that she missed the live because she ate and fell asleep last week. But she watched the upload. So she did watch it. But I don't know if she was able to get back in today on her own or not. But Cynthia Field says, good night, all. It's midnight in Baldwin, New York. Good night, Cynthia. We're going to be leaving out of here. I'm about ready to shut it down. I'm trying to I'm going to another room. Maybe I'll go see if I can find something on Netflix and leave the sewing and the computer alone so I don't go making some mistakes. So, Tip, it's only because Scott is sleeping. If it wouldn't keep him awake, you'd be sewing. Yep, she be saying, I've been sewing most of today. Took some short breaks, so that's good. I am mending shirts, laughing out loud for my sister because I'm a quilter, so I must know how, right? And that's the thing now, Teresa, I do that for my mom, but I don't mend nobody else's stuff because I had people going to buy new suits and then they not paying them people $12 to mend to hem the pants leg to the height. And then you want to come over here and have me do it. If you weren't willing to pay them $12, and then if one leg higher than the other, because that's not my specialty. My family was somehow said, you better go back to that store and have them hem your pants. I don't do it. That is too funny. And Kathleen said she was asked to fix a cheerleader outfit. And that's I told you all, my daughter was in band. And they needed, every year they take the hems out of the clothes and then they give people the pants closest to their height. And then we're up here in the band meeting. I'm a band mom. I'm already volunteering, doing stuff because whatever my child was in, I was involved as well. And then they asked, they started saying they looking for somebody to hem the members. And the band was maybe about 150 band members, not the other people, but just the band. And they was like, we looking for somebody that can hem the uniforms for the band members. And I said real low, I said to my daughter, I said, if you volunteer my name, you're going to be the one sitting under that sewing machine. I didn't get a peep out of her because she's good for volunteering me to do stuff. So there is no way I'm going to be by myself. And I was working full time. So there was no way that I could by myself hem 150 pair of pants by myself. And then I got to mark them and, no, I'm not doing that. I will do yours. I might do a couple of your friends, but I'm not doing everybody's. My daughter was something else for volunteering you to do stuff. Tiffany says, I'm in sometimes for my mother-in-law. Yeah, see, I would do stuff like that. I would do it for my elders. If my aunt needs something, I would do it for her. But I'm not going to be mending people's clothes who out here buying stuff brand new and you don't want to pay $12. Come on. Kathleen talking about, no, that's right, T. You got that right. Regina says, stop sewing clothes for people. I don't even make clothes anymore for myself unless it's quilted clothes. And so why am I going to be doing that? My mama, she too funny. She'll give me a blouse and she has those, they have the little delicate pearl buttons and it has a gazillion of them and she's missing 3 or 4 buttons. And then what do I have to do? I have to go to Joann's and go buy all them buttons and replace them all because them buttons are not the same, right? So here I am. She's missing 4 buttons. I'm at Joann's buying 25 buttons because I got to replace them on the sleeves all the way down. My mom's a mess. She is a mess. And then had the nerve to complain about how long it's taking me to do it to somebody else. She won't complain to me while I still got it, but she'll complain to somebody else. It's too funny. Kathleen says, I used to do all the things my kids did. I'm happy to report that mom gig is over. Yes. And I did that because I was a Girl Scout leader. And it was amazing to me how many people would drop their kids off. They didn't even know my name, didn't even know my last name, never asked for any contact information. We took these kids to other counties in Missouri. We also took them overnight to Branson, Missouri. We took them to Disney World. Them people really didn't even know my last name. But yet your kid, they just drop them off, pull up, don't even get out the car, don't even know if I'm there. They kid just come walking in by themselves. Everything my daughter did, I did. We did it together. Robin says, I have been mending for my sister. That's nice. And then T says, I'm still here, been preparing food for tomorrow. My daughters decided to get together. However, it's me doing the work. That's funny. I'm going to make me a cake. I never did make my birthday cake because I'm still technically trying to eat healthy, but I've been eating a little bad lately. But I'll be back on it. But I decided, go ahead and make your birthday cake. Because I think what's happening is I'm eating all the other stuff because I haven't gotten what I really want, which is the cake. So I'm going to make me a cake tomorrow. And then I'll be done with it. And I'm going to take that cake to my family, my mom's house, probably. And somebody's going to get some cake because it ain't sitting in here because, we not eating the whole cake. And Teresa says she don't mind. It's for her sis. I think it's funny. Yes. So next Sunday, 9/12, that's for Zoom, Sheila. I just don't want to be responsible for one kid looking sideways in the squad. So no, that wild wreck of a friendship in a snap. That wrecked a wild, yeah. So I didn't mind doing it for some of the kids because some of them, if I didn't do it, they were going to be walking on the bottom of the pants. And like I said, those were my daughter friends. I only did a few. I didn't do that many. And Robin says, me too, T. Yep. Oh, hey, I didn't know that, but thanks, Sheila. It's my birthday, 9/12, Kathleen Champ. Tuesday is birthday shout-outs, too, I think. Everyone have a safe and happy Labor Day. That's from Virgie. So we're going to go ahead and end here. We've been on here 3 hours now and 10 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and end. Thank you, everybody, for staying the extra time. Appreciate that. Let me cut this light off because I'll forget later and it'll be a glow in here. So you all stay safe, be blessed, and quilt out, everybody. See you Tuesday, 7 p.m.